everybody! Welcome back to Paranormasight, the Mermaid's Curse, and this is the second time we're playing this, but we are not very far in the game. Hi Steam, thank you for the lurky lurks. Have a nice start. Thank you for dropping by. Alright, so, last time we did this, we got only until the opening song, actually. Because we have spent most of our time diving, and, trying to complete the diving manual stuff, so this time for sure I'm going to stop diving and proceed with the game itself. So don't worry, we will be seeing story today. And do you guys think they'll know it's my first time diving? Rank 99. Think this is the second time we've seen this game. Not a full playthrough, but a part of it has you curious. The Paranormasight series is really good. Like, I think you can play this game without playing the first one if you just want to dive straight into, like, the latest entry. But, like, if you want to, I think both of them are really great. So if you have time to check it out, I would highly recommend it. And, yeah. I don't want to say, like, too much, because then I might accidentally say a spoiler or something. But then, like, I just want to say they're both really... Like, I can't speak for this one yet, but I trust it. But the first one was a really good mystery, and I'm looking forward to this one too. Yeah, it's been... I pre-purchased this game before it actually released, but I only got to it now, so... So, update on the diving, just for closure, because I was diving the whole time last time. As you can see, I now have a new high score, and I'm ranked 99. So, in all of that time, I still haven't gotten a star on this lobster, which just made me say, yeah, we're giving up on that. All I did off stream was try to get this star on the lobster, but it wouldn't work. I think I got all the mockingbirds underwater though. Yeah, see, I got this guy. I think I got this guy on stream. I can't see this one, so maybe it's in a different angle of the boat, but I can't see it from where I am diving. I got Booby Bravo, Gull and Roses, and Fast Lane Frigate. Okay. And that's all of them right now. So there's one on the boat. I guess we'll just keep an eye out. But yeah, I can't see it from like this position where we dove. It's not here. So I overdid the diving. But other than that, we haven't done any progress on the story itself. So now it's time to continue. Curiously, the only main difference of this dive compared to the first time, before the opening credits played, was we saw that ghost version, and we hit those chains. I don't know if that's enough, or if I'll hit a bad ending again, but let's see. I'll hope that it's enough, because I'm not really sure what else is there to look for when we're diving. So let's, without further ado, continue the story. Right, let's leave it at that for today. Good work out there, Yuza. Wait, you know, speaking of diver rank, there's just one thing I want to say is really, really funny. So, it says their diver rank on their profiles, right? Okay, no. So, she's like she's rank 41. Chie, who was getting mad at me, is rank 67. And you know, on my profile used to say rank 1. Well, apparently, it updates your actual rank, so his current diver rank is 99. Who are you guys to say that I can't be diving? Man, just look at you! How did you improve so much in such a short time? I know, right? You're basically pro level now. I wasn't expecting you to pick up things that quickly. Yeah. What is this thing he's holding? Is that related to the story? Like I said, brimming with confidence. But it's also because you were here to help. Thanks, Azami. Nah, I didn't do that much, but I appreciate it. So you feel any different now? Did your body undergo any weird changes? Nope, I feel exactly the same. Nothing's changed. I'm the same old Yuza I've always been. I guess we were a bit off the mark, huh? So what do you want to do now? Should we call it a day? Oh, this is what brought us to the bad, so we talk about the hole. Azami? Before we head back, could we talk for a bit? Sure, what's up? Saw this weird hole and saw a ghost of myself. Oh, wait. Can I look around the boat now? Can I find a bird? Mockingbird? Ocean. Kamishima is located in the waters near the entrance to Ise Bay. As such, there are strict regulations on both the times and places ama diving is allowed. The fishing boat Sayun Maru belongs to Azami's family. I don't have a boat of my own, so Azami was kind enough to bring it out for me. It used to belong to his dad. It's getting on its years, but he takes good care of it. So it seems that he's hoping to use it for years to come. Okay, fishing boat. Ocean. Is it behind me? Oh, it's behind me! The Mockingbird sticker! Good eye, Yuza. That's right, I found one stowed away on this very boat. I'm so cute! Is number 8 tit for tat. He's a long-tailed tit. Apparently, you're meant to read the characters behind him as a blizzard. Ah. There's more to these mockingbirds than I thought. Cute! And we got an achievement for 5 contained. Okay. You found 5 mockingbirds. You can now access the Mockingbird relationship chart from the story chart screen. I don't even have the story chart yet. I guess that's for later then. I think there's nothing else here. Yeah, there was only one mockingbird anyway, think. I'm still struggling to process what just happened. I gotta tell Azami. Okay. This is Azami Komoi, my best friend. I've known him since we were both kids growing up on Kamishima. When I told him I want to become an ama diver, he was quick to offer his full support. Oh, I just looked at him. I didn't talk to him, my bad. So, when I was diving just now, I saw this weird hole, and then my ghost came up at me. Oh, okay. A giant hole in the seabed you've never heard of before? Yeah, and the rocks around it look like they'd only recently collapsed. So I think it opened up with the last few months or so. Ah, now that you mention it, there was a pretty big earthquake around here about 3 months ago. Maybe that had something to do with it. Oh, that's right. That would have been there before I got back. That would have been before I got back. Anyway, if you saw a giant hole on the seabed, you'd be curious about it, right? I sure would. Curious enough to try to take a look inside? It'd be pretty dangerous, but I guess I might, yeah. Right? So I went closer to try and get a better look. Did you see anything? Yeah, my ghost. Something that looked exactly like me. Well, when I looked down into the hole, a ghost or something that looked just like me suddenly rose up from the depths. A ghost that looked like you. It swam towards me with its hand outstretched. It looked like it was trying to hand something to me, or maybe it was trying to tell me something. Man. What did you do then? Did you take its hand? I died. I did. I felt like I couldn't resist somehow. I guess even a patron saint of diving does foolish things sometimes. The only thing I was a patron of was carelessness and the lack of proper vigilance. It sounds like there wasn't much you could do about it, though. Hey, Yuza. That thing you ran into, do you think it could have been a Tomokazuki? A what? A Tomokazuki? Will you explain that, or will you put that in my... Is it already here? I don't think it's here yet. Oh, it's just my mockingbirds, because I unlocked a new one. It's not here yet. It's not in my files. Tomokazuki? You've never heard of it? Well, I guess not even all the folks around here know about it either. It does sound familiar, though. The Tomokazuki is a ghost story around these parts. The story goes that sometimes when diving, an ama diver will come across another version of themselves, an exact copy. And that other version of them will be holding out something they want, like an abalone. Something they want? He wasn't holding anything, though. And when the diver reaches for it, the Tomokazuki grabs him and drags him to the bottom of the sea. Oh, that's scary! But wait, the Tomokazuki I saw wasn't holding anything. It wasn't? Well, that's different. Maybe it forgot it at home or something? Maybe it's because what you want is not tangible, right? So you want the truth of what happened before. At home, huh? The abalone? Yeah, the abalone. Maybe it left it at home. Huh. Maybe Tomokazuki is more careless than the legends let on. You're pretty forgetful, though, so maybe it became a perfect copy that it imitated that aspect of you as well. Oh, that damn Tomokazuki, it knows my every weakness. Now that you mention it, though, I do think I remember that story from when I was younger. I guess the fact that I forgot the story really proves how forgetful I am, huh? No worries, it was a while ago, you know? Okay, then what happened afterward? Wait, what if I think again? Will you think about that Tomokazuki? Why would something like that be here? What happened afterwards? So did anything happen after you took its hand? I game overed. I don't remember. When I came to, I was back outside the hole. I thought maybe I'd blacked out due to a lack of oxygen, or it had been some sort of hallucination. Yeah, I guess that's possible. But if that's the case, that means I stopped you just to talk about some hallucination I saw, and that would be super embarrassing. Some people do say that Tomokazuki legends might have come about because of divers seeing things when they ran out of air. But hey, it's no big deal even if it was a hallucination. The most important thing is that you're safe. Exactly. I can't help but wonder about a hole suddenly appearing like that. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It might be even very relevant. By the way, you know about those symbols on your diving gear? Symbols? These two? Yep, Seaman and Doman. The amatidivers around here all have them somewhere on their outfits. Oh, this was my mom's gear, so I didn't know. People say that those symbols work as a charm to protect divers from Tomokazuki. Interesting. But if I ran into a Tomokazuki just now, wouldn't that mean the charm didn't work? Maybe, but it could be thanks to the charm that you made it back safely. It's all about the perspective. The sea is a dangerous place even without the Tomokazuki around. Things could have been even worse without the charm to protect you. I see. So without this charm, I really could have been attacked by a shark. Glad I had it then. Seriously, a shark would have been no laughing matter. Is it Tomokazuki? Yeah, okay. Long time ago, in a small village in one of the islands in Isai Sea, there lived a young amadiver known for her exceptional swimming skills. One day, the wind was strong enough and the waves were higher than usual. Undeterred by the turbulent weather, the young diver dove into the sea, but couldn't find even the smallest shell to bring back, let alone any abalone. Determined to find something, she dove even deeper into the ocean until she paused, sensing a presence behind her. Turning, she felt an undeniable sense that someone was watching her from a shadowy crevice in the rock. Finding this strange, she ventured closer, only to come face to face with a diver who looked exactly like her. Ooh. As she floated there, stunned, the other diver extended her hand. In it was an abalone, larger than any she had ever seen. The young diver was mesmerized. She had to have that abalone no matter what. She reached out her hand to take it. Suddenly, when her fingers were mere inches away from the abalone, the other diver's hand shot out and grasped her arm. Shocked, the young diver frantically struggled to pull away, but it was too late. Slowly, inevitably, she was dragged down to the depths of the ocean. Over time, this being came to be known as Tomokazuki, Together Diver, due to its taking on an identical appearance to its victims. Divers are warned to never accept Tomokazuki's offerings in the depths, lest they suffer the same fate. You know, I'm curious. If everybody who found a Tomokazuki or encountered one died, if they grabbed it, right? If they grabbed it and they died because they got pulled to the seabed, how do we know about them? If that makes any sense. Like, who's coming back and saying, yeah, this is what happened, you won't believe it? Like, she, like the original chick was diving alone, or maybe I'm overthinking it, because, you know, they did say it happened to a lot of people. Maybe there were people who didn't take the hand, and then, yeah. The Tomokazuki is still greatly feared by amadivers in modern times, and the Seaman and Doman symbols are inscribed on items that they take with them when diving, and they are charms said to protect them from it. Yeah. Seaman and Doman. Protective symbols worn by amadivers in Shima and Toba. Star-shaped symbol is Seaman, and then the lattice-like shaped symbol is Doman. The two symbols are often embroidered side by side or drawn on clothing using purple dye made from shells. Oh, that's cute! They're worn by amadivers when diving to ward off potential disasters that might befall them at sea. Okay. Same thoughts. Hey, Azami, about the Tomokazuki just now. Yeah? Do you think it has anything to do with what we're looking into? Recollection button. Unlocked past recollection chapter, Yuza Minakuchi, something I want to do. Oh. Oh, hi, storyteller! Apologies for the interruption. I'd like to take the chance to inform you about a unique ability of yours, the recollection feature. But to make things clear, I must first tell you about the story chart. From here on, you will be able to return to the screen the story chart at breaks in the story. You see, the story you will witness is not necessarily unfolding in chronological order. This screen will allow you to see where each chapter lies in the grand scheme of things, as well as select where you wish to proceed next. If the icon for a chapter is not dim, then that indicates it has not been fully completed. Generally speaking, a chapter will unlock the next chapter immediately after it. However, there will be occasionally times in the recollection button when a recollection button will appear during the story as you experience just now. Pressing this button will allow you to delve into a memory evoked by certain words in the text, which will in turn unlock a new chapter, a past recollection chapter for you to experience. A most remarkable ability, is it not? Once you have unlocked the chapter, it will become available in the story chart for you to peruse as you wish. This ability will be the key to unraveling the tale before you, so please be sure to press the recollection button when you see it come up. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Thank you! Maybe we should go for it. Can we go for it already? Oh, we can't go for it yet. If so, could your mom have become an ama diver because she wanted to find the Tomokazuki? But she wouldn't have worn something with this charm on it if it were true, right? Good point. Now, can I... Oh, I still can't. Is that all you wanted to talk about? There's more. But wait, there's more! There were those chains that I broke open, right? This might be the most important part. I realize there's something I need to do after this. Something really important. Hey, so you found a lead down there after all? I'm serious. If I don't pull this off, something terrible's gonna happen. Hey, I believe you, so go on. Tell me everything. We're all gonna die. Oh, is this the break in the story chapter? Okay. Oh, it's dim. It must be. I'm done there. Okay. So this is their usual morning dive. The group of four meet at the dock. What? Oh, that's memories of last summer. That's not now anymore. I'll go backwards first into something I want to do so we have the context. And then we can go to this one next. I guess after doing both of this, we'll probably unlock this. Maybe this is the only locker for this one, but yeah. It's good to know. A day before he sets off for the sea as an ama diver, Yuza Minakuchi asks Azami Kumoi to meet him at the Kantekisho ruins. Kantekisho? Kantekisho ruins. Afternoon, August 6. I see. If you say you want to be an ama diver, then of course you've got my full support. But something tells me you're not doing this for Tsuyu. People are bound to talk if you become an ama diver here. You must have some other reason, one big enough to risk everyone running their mouths. I knew I couldn't hide anything from you, Azami. Wouldn't even take me 0.2 seconds to see through one of your lies. So, what's up? Tell me everything. Should be able to tell Azami everything, right? I'm gonna look around first, just make sure I got everything. Maybe there's a mockingbird here too. The ruins of an old wartime building, the Kantekisho. The building's been abandoned, so hardly anyone comes here, which makes it a perfect place for private meetings. Kantekisho. Kantekisho ruins. It's somewhere in the middle of the island. The remains of this wartime structure are located atop a hill in the eastern Kamishima. It is constructed to observe the impact points of shells fired from the test firing range operated by a former army ministry at Cape Irago on the opposite shore. Similar observation facilities were built on the Sugashima Island and Ijika, a town in the Shima Peninsula. Having been abandoned after the Second World War, the observation post has now since fallen into disrepair, and entry is now forbidden to the general public. Surroundings, okay. Oh, wait. Sorry, I clicked off the game. Okay. Well, that one, that corridor is a bit eerie. Wait, let me check the mockingbirds in the files if there's anything here. They would say contact the show if there's something here. It doesn't look like it. Okay, there's nothing here. We don't have to worry about it. Even though he's got a lot on his plate, Azami agreed to meet up the moment I said something. He's been looking out for me ever since I came back. I couldn't ask for a better friend. I'm glad we have someone on our side. I know I said that last time, but it's such a relief. Because doing everything solo the first game was kind of freaky. Hey, Azami. What I'm about to say is gonna sound pretty crazy. You sure you still want to hear it? Sure, bring it on. Thanks. I'll come right out and say it then. I'm looking for a mermaid. I need to find one by tomorrow. A mermaid? No, a mermaid, huh? And by tomorrow at that, that's gonna be tough. I'm being serious. In fact, I've never been more serious. I really have to find a mermaid by tomorrow. Why by tomorrow? Did you strike some kind of shady deal? I mean, this thing is called the Mermaid's Curse. I can tell you're not joking by the look on your face. You've got some sort of reason for saying this, right? Go on. I'm listening. Thanks, Azami. A. Mermaid search reason. Is it okay if I talk a little about the disaster 5 years ago? The disaster, huh? Oh, well, if you're okay with it, sure. I was in middle school at the time. My parents had taken me out onto the bay, on a little fishing boat. This massive storm came out of nowhere and sank all 3 fishing boats that got caught up in it, and I was the only one to survive. Yeah, it was really terrible. So what about the disaster that you want to talk about? Well, I've recently started to remember some things about what happened. For real? Like, I know your memories of the disaster were hazy due to the shock. But it's great you're starting to remember. But I guess it's not exactly something you want to remember, huh? I'm sorry for getting all fired up. It's okay. Actually, it hasn't bothered me as much as I thought it would. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It's just that the things I've remembered are a bit strange. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Sorry for keeping quiet up to now. Strange, huh? Well, I can see why you'd want to keep it to yourself, all things considered. Don't sweat it. So about the accident. Oh, the accident was a mermaid's curse. That's where we're going, right? When we ran into the storm, our boat got caught in a whirlpool and started to sink. My parents gave me a life buoy and lowered me into the water. They were frantic, and I was too stunned to do anything but go along with what was happening. I can imagine. That must have been really scary. The waves were knocking me around, so it took everything I had just to hold on to the buoy. In the end, I just watched as the boat was swallowed by the water, and I couldn't do anything else. There wasn't anything you could have done. It wasn't your fault, Yuza. True. Like, what's a middle school kid gonna do? Like, and 3 entire fishing boats are like sinking because the weather is that bad, and you're just holding on for dear life. Nothing you could have done. But right after that, this huge wave came crashing down on me, and I got dragged down into the depths of the sea, life buoy and all. Huh? You got pulled under, but I thought... Yeah, up until now, I thought I managed to miraculously stay afloat until I got rescued. But I remember now. I was pulled down underneath the waves. I remember being caught up in a current and tossed all about underwater. I couldn't breathe, and I was so sure I was going to die there. But then someone grabbed my hand. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying? I was barely conscious by that point, so it's not like I saw them clearly or anything. But I'm certain someone was there with me. Someone who grabbed hold of me and pulled me there to safety. Oh my god. Got goosebumps, even though I know he's going towards Mermaid. And from what I remember... They were a mermaid. You're saying they were a mermaid? Exactly. So you were saved by a mermaid? I'm sure of it, and It looked exactly like what first comes to mind when you hear the word mermaid. A real mermaid, huh? It was a really extreme situation, so it's entirely possible I was just seeing things. Which would mean I called you out here just to talk to you about some hallucination I had. And if that's the case, I'm gonna be super embarrassed. I mean, you're standing here talking to me now, right? So you must have gotten out of that situation somehow. And I can't imagine any normal person being able to stay afloat in a storm like that, let alone managing to save someone. Good point. It would be it's more difficult to be able to swim than to be able to save someone else who's drowning, right? That's why there's all those like trainings and stuff to become lifeguards and all. Same. Or you'd have to have some kind of you'd have to be some sort of superhuman or something. Or not human at all. Man, who would have guessed there were mermaids here in Issei? If I really was saved by a mermaid, I owe them my life. I'd like to thank them in person if possible. Makes sense. That's why you're looking for them, huh? But why by tomorrow? If you were like, I'm gonna start diving and diving until I find a mermaid so I can thank them in person, that'd make sense to me. Why does it have to be by tomorrow? Is there some kind of deadline? Well, if you manage to find them, I gotta thank them for saving you too. So I was thinking of heading to where the disaster happened and diving there to see if I can find anything. Wait. Are you sure? You almost died there. I'll be fine. In fact, since I've never gone near there since the disaster happened, I was also thinking I'd like to do something to honor my parents and your dad's memory. Yeah, I'd like to at least offer flowers if nothing else. The others here have always kept their distance, but it's not like going there is forbidden or anything. Let's do it. Thanks, Azami. I owe you one. Not a good friend. I should be able to tell Azami everything right. Mermaid search leads. But there's no guarantee the mermaid would still be around here, right? I'm thinking it would be good to have more of a lead before we head out there. About that, do you mind if I say something crazy? Again? Sure, what's up? You remember my mom, right? Of course I remember Mrs. Mare. Well, she wasn't originally from Kamishima, but she met my dad and moved here and ended up marrying him. But even to me, she never really seemed to fit in here. Well, I can't really disagree there. She never spoke to me much either. Some people even outright told me not to talk to her, you know? Said she was suspicious because we didn't know anything about her. Stuff like that. Guess that's understandable. She didn't really involve herself in community activities and almost never participated in local events. It felt like she was always keeping her distance from other islanders somehow. 20 years here and she was still considered an outsider. Yeah, I never knew how to bring it up to you, but I always kind of wondered. Was there some sort of reason for that? Not as far as I know. Dad and Gran never seemed to mind, so I figured that's just how she was. But looking back at things now, it was pretty weird. I guess even I thought she was a bit of an oddball sometimes. You say that, but I think you're getting to be pretty similar to her. What? Really? Yeah, but I'm saying, marching to the own beat of your drum, you're both like that. Really? I never realized. You know, I wonder, like, based on this conversation that they're currently having, I wonder if he's trying to hint or... Because they started talking about his mom after we said mermaid leads. Is he trying to hint that he's thinking maybe his mom was a mermaid and that's why she was so secretive? I don't know. I've been so blind. A blind fool. Yep, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Huh? Was Mom like that too? Well, why'd you bring up your mom all of a sudden? Well, looking back now, there were a few things that always bothered me. Oh? For a start, no one ever told me where my mom was from. She was also a natural at ama diving, but I never saw her eat any seafood. She doesn't eat sea. And sometimes at night, she'd suddenly say she wanted to go look at the sea before going out for and not coming back for hours. I guess that is all pretty weird, yeah. That's not all. When I was sorting through my mom's belongings, I found this. We usually keep it in the family altar, but I brought it along today to show it to you. What's that? A fish scale? Would it be a mermaid scale? It's huge. It's gotta be at least 7 or 8 centimeters long. I always figured she just held on to it because it was a rare find. But once I remembered the mermaid, I began to wonder. What fish could this scale have come from? And why was my mom holding on to it? Your mom, who doesn't even eat seafood or anything. Whoa, hold it right there. You're not saying... I am. The mermaid who rescued me back then was... myself! No. My mom. He's thinking it's his mom. I think it was my mom. Wait, then that would mean your mom is alive. But why would she... like, mermaid's curse? Why? I wonder. What do you think? I don't know. It's pretty out there. Could that even be possible? So your theory is your mom used to be a mermaid, but she became a human so she could live among us? Yeah, but she turned back into a mermaid when the disaster happened and wasn't able to come back afterwards. How does that sound? I don't know. But hearing your story, I can't just dismiss it out of hand either. If that's really the case, and my mom really is still out there in the sea somewhere, even if in a different form, I was thinking it would be nice if I could see her again. Aw. I mean, she's still your mom. That doesn't... being a mermaid doesn't erase everything that you went through and like all the time you spent growing up with her. It might be because they're still treated as missing instead of dead, but hasn't really sunk in that my parents are gone. I know what you mean. Sometimes it feels like my pops is just going to show up at home and act like nothing ever happened. Though even if your mom's alive, I guess it would be hard for her to show up if she's back in her mermaid form now. If my mom really does have some sort of connection to mermaids, then maybe that was the reason she never really fit in here. It might help clear up any mistaken impressions others have of her anyway. See. So you think that by trying out ama diving, like your mom did, you might be able to find something out. And maybe, if you're lucky, you'll run into a mermaid in the process. Yeah. And if I really am descended from mermaids somehow, it's possible that my diving might awaken something in me. Right. I hadn't thought of that. I guess if your legs suddenly become fins, we'll know for sure if you're a second generation mermaid. Is that how this works? Do you just magically transform? Okay. I think I've gotten the gist of what you want to do now. Thanks for understanding, Azami. I haven't been happy with how people have been treating you ever since the disaster either, and what they say about your mom. If there's anything I can do to clear the air, I want to help. Thanks. I appreciate it. Though I don't know how people will react if you suddenly start talking about mermaids. It might be best to keep quiet about that part for now and just say you're looking into your mom. What do you think? Yeah, I think that would be best. Okay, now that that's settled, how about we head out tomorrow morning? That sound good to you? Yep, I've been doing some training in secret, so I'm all set. Yeah. It's still the same thoughts. What to do next? Still, having to find a mermaid by tomorrow is pretty sudden. What's up with the tight deadline? That's what I was wondering. Well, sorry, I can't say right now. If we manage to find one, I'll explain everything, I promise. Cryptic? He's withholding still some information from all of us. Oh, well, as long as you tell me later, it's all good. Oh, here's an idea. Huh? If you're in that much of a rush, how about we talk to Tsukasa and Sato? Maybe they'll be able to help out. I wonder. It would be nice to have more help. But would they even believe me? This whole thing is pretty crazy after all. Besides, Tsukasa's going back to the mainland soon. I'd hate to bother her now. True. Still, knowing Tsukasa, she might be surprisingly on board with the whole thing. See, I knew he'd be here. Oh. Oh, these are them. Okay. Whoa, speak of the devil. When did you two get here? Talking about something you didn't want us to hear, were you? Boys will be boys, I guess. Childhood friend, Tsukasa Awao. Okay. 17 years old, apprentice ama diver. Girl born and raised in Kamishima, has a bright and friendly nature and inquisitive personality. Currently in her second year of high school, boasts excellent grades and sharp intuition. She has been staying in a relative's house in Ise City since last year in order to attend an all-girls high school on the mainland and is currently back on Kamishima for summer break. Despite this, she frequently makes trips back to the island on weekends, and she has been trying her hand at underwater gatherings since the current diving season began, having long been interested in the ama lifestyle. Her estimated diver rank is 6. However, her teachers have been strongly encouraging her to aim for a national university. She has been friends with Azami Kumoe and Yuzami Nakuchi since childhood. Their close rapport making up for the difference in academic years. It was more common to find her playing with the two boys than with girls of her own age up until middle school. However, since leaving the island to attend high school, she's grown more conscious of their age difference and has put some distance between herself and them. She hit it off immediately with Sato Shiranami, a girl who came to Kamishima to lodge with the Wakamuras a few months ago. She was looking forward to showing her around the island and helping her adapt to life there whenever she returns home. 18 years ago, her still pregnant mother, Nagisa Awao, moved to Kamishima alone before giving birth to Tsukasa shortly afterwards. Tsukasa subsequently grew up in a single-mother household. Although she used to occasionally ask her mother about her father, her questions were always evaded, so she has since stopped inquiring. However, the fact that her mother seems to never have any financial difficulty, despite not working, has led her to quietly suspect he might still be involved in some way. Oh, he might be still, paying child support. Hey, you've got us all wrong. We weren't talking of anything like that. Yeah, you gotta hear me out, Tsukasa. I was powerless to resist. I refused at first, and Azami insisted, and... Oh? Tell me more. You might as well admit it, Yuza. And... Sato, what's with this sudden keen interest? Sato Shiranami, enigmatic girl. Let's see. Updates. She's a house guest at 17 years old. Mysterious girl, currently lodging with Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. Roughly 3 months ago, Sato suddenly arrived on the Kamishimas, claiming she was the child of a relative of the Wakamuras. She showed no sign of attending school or doing any sort of work, instead spending her days holed up in the Wakamura household, leading many islanders to wonder just who she is and what she's doing there. Those who know about Wakamura's high-interest money lending behind the scenes speculate that she might be the daughter of one of his borrowers sent to work as a domestic servant to pay a debt off. But Sato herself is extremely easygoing and doesn't seem to be bothered by endless rumors. A huge television fan, she spends most of her spare time glued to the set in Wakamura household, and most of her recent obsessions being soap operas and 2-hour thrillers. However, she isn't all that fond of period dramas. What? She's good friends with Tsukasa Awao, who is close to her in age, and the two can often be seen enjoying themselves wandering the island together. I love the happy music that started playing when they showed up, though. Our friends! Nah, let's all calm down, okay? It's not like that. We were having a perfectly normal conversation. Yeah, sure. Anyway. Hey, don't just brush me off! You're getting pretty worked up, Azami. Don't act all innocent. You're the one who caused this mess, you know. Sorry to interrupt your fun, but I really did have something to say. Folks are worried you haven't shown up at the association meeting, Azami. You should probably get going. Oh, damn the meeting! It totally slipped my mind! Sorry, Yuza, I gotta go for now, but I'll be in touch later. No problem. Thanks for coming even though you're busy. Hi, Raker! Thank you for dropping by. I hope you're having a nice day. Well, I guess we'll be on our way then too. Oh, you just came here to say, you're late, Yuza, for the association meeting, and then you're leaving? Already? Well, if they don't want to pry into the mermaid thing, that's good, because I don't know how we would have explained it to them. Well, let me grab that pudding hat. There you go. And hydrate and posture check. Oh, I'll grab that hydrate too. Reading. Thank you, Riker. We've got some important business of our own to handle. We won't be able to help you with whatever you're up to. They also have a recollection? Sato Shiranami past recollection chapter advice. So, did you hear what we were talking about? Only the part where my name came up. I didn't want to be nosy though. I see. Well, thanks for coming out all the way here to get Asami. I don't know what you guys are up to, but you piqued my interest. Be sure to tell me all about it later, okay? Anyway, see ya. Come on, Sato. Roger. Oh, one more thing. You better not forget about the day after tomorrow. Tell Asami you better remember too. Sure, I'll tell him. The day after tomorrow. What happens on that day? We don't even reach that day before the opening credits. Oh, Sato is a playable character. That's why she's got other business to attend to as well. Oh, and this was what was holding this back, not the memories of last summer. What's this? Oh, it's the Mockingbird relationship chart? Why are there so many enemies of little tit? Tit for tat. Bad blood. Damn. I don't have like anyone connected to each other. I have guys who are like in the middle, on the edges, but they're not connected to each other, right? They're beside each other, but they're not connected. There's just a bunch of best buds here, and then this guy hates this one. It's like Tsundere. How about we check advice? Sure. Having grown close to each other, Tsukasa Awao tells Sato Shiranami that she has something important to discuss. What are they up to while we're looking for mermaids? Sato! Sato, you got a sec? So, I was hoping to get a bit of advice. The thing is, you're the only one I can really talk to about this. Sure, what's up? If you got a problem, leave it to me. Kamishima's living, walking, talking encyclopedia. Wow, that's a pretty impressive title, Miss Encyclopedia. Although I think the walking, talking kinda implies you're living already. Either way, I hope you can help. You know that even if it kills me, I'll squeeze every last brain cell I've got to help you, Tsukasa. Right. But you're supposed to be a living encyclopedia, so please don't go dying on me. Thanks for being there for me, though. Come on, let's go somewhere with no one else around then. Chuo Street. I low-key thought they were gonna start walking towards the fortress. Okay. Pardon me a moment, young ladies. It's morning, so it is before then. Yes? You mean us? Yeah, sorry for the trouble, but I was hoping to get some directions. Oh, are you here sightseeing? Welcome to Kamishima. Why did the music that kicked in makes them seem low-key evil? I'm afraid it's not quite as relaxing as sightseeing. We're looking for the Wakamura residence. Would you happen to know where it is? The Wakamura residence? May I ask who you are? Oh, of course, pardon my manners. My name is Yume Kushiki, a housewife from over in Tokyo. You've come a while, like a long way, I think. Yume Kushiki. Oh, a housewife. And this here is Soto Kiryu. He's something like an assistant to me. My pleasure. Yumiko's assistant, Soto Kiryu. Oh, profiles, did I get both? Okay. Age secret. Housewife from Tokyo who came to Kamishima to visit Wakamura. That's all we know. And then he came alongside her. He's 25. Oh. Mysterious. Slightly suspicious, even. Unless they're people related to the the loan sharking thing. Oh, you must be guests for the old man. The Wakamura home is just up the slope after you head through that alley. It's a bit of a maze though. Want me to show you? Ah, so it was that way. Thank you, but I believe we can manage from here. Believe it or not, we've been running all around the region. We're quite used to the area now. You have a recollection too? What? Yume Kushiki Futamigaura investigation. You're up to something. Would I get your POV too? Because you get a recollection? Got it, take care then. Ma'am, is something the matter? No, it's nothing. I'll tell you later. We'll be on our way then. Sorry for stopping you. We're gonna be in recollection hell. We're gonna go checking out those recollections too. Those two had a really strange vibe. The old man sure gets some unusual guess. Yeah? There was something about them. Don't you think that's the kind of aura that sorcerers would give off? I know what you're getting at. I've heard those rumors too. Everyone's saying that old man Wakamura has lately been super reliant on some shady sorcerer lately. Oh. Shinobu Wakamura, 55 years old, local magnate. Although the most influential person on Kamishima. Although born to an ordinary fishing family on the island, he entered his 20s during the post-war economic boom, and through tireless work and juggling multiple side jobs, he managed to amass a small fortune over the years. He went on to invest his fortune into the development of Kamishima, not only upgrading its fishing equipment, but also improving the island's infrastructure to entice businesses to set up shop on the island. Efforts have earned him the appreciation of people all over the island. He currently holds many key positions on the island, including serving as the head of the Kamishima Fisheries Cooperative Association, and it is said that his appointment as the next mayor of Kamishima is all but confirmed. Although admired for his many contributions to Kamishima's development, his personality leaves much to be desired, with many stories of him using force to get things to go his way. He is often high-handed in his dealings with others, fully aware that his position makes it difficult to oppose him. Having moved to his main home and base of operations to the mainland many years prior, there are abundant rumors that he has since added loan sharking and land grabbing to the list of ways he is willing to add to his sizable fortune. It is said that he has become an ardent devotee of a certain famous sorcerer in Tokyo, and often relies on their guidance when making decisions. So you're saying that it's... No, well, it's too early to say, but she might be the sorcerer, huh? They did say they were from Tokyo. Maybe they really are sorcerers. I mean, the recollection is adding to that idea, but I don't know for sure yet. Let's see when we get there. Whatever. Come on, Sato, let's go. Yep. Oh. Oh, all the way across the island from Chuo Street to the bay? At the afternoon. That's a really nice angle. Okay, this spot should work just fine. Oh man, now that I'm actually about to talk about it, I'm getting super nervous. Surroundings. This little bay is quite hard to find, so hardly anyone ever comes here, including tourists, which makes it a great place to talk in secret. We got so many great places to talk in secret, huh? The sound of waves and cicadas surround us. It's your typical summer day. Can I move the... Okay, I can. Surroundings, surroundings, surroundings. No mockingbirds. Tsukasa, wow. Now that we're here to talk, she suddenly looks like she can't get the words out. Maybe I should be the one to nudge and ask for my side. Hang on. Let's double check if there's a mockingbird here. Real quick. It doesn't look like it. Maybe recollections don't have mockingbirds. She actually looks like she's kinda embarrassed. I'm worried for her, but I have to say she also looks kinda cute like this. True. Oh, there's still more thoughts about her. Oh no, it's the same. So that one's already a check. Think. Tsukasa asking me for advice must be something really weighing on her. She's usually quick to decide and act on anything, so this is rare for her. Yes. Alrighty, you said you wanted advice, so let's hear it. How can I help you, Miss Tsukasa? Well, I do want your advice, but I'm not really sure where to start. Wow, I guess this isn't an easy topic for her. In that case, let me start her off with another topic to loosen her up. Summer break. I guess you'll be heading back to the mainland soon now that the Obon holidays are over. Oh, yeah, I heard that my boarding school and... I head back to my boarding school in 3 days, so I've only got until the day after tomorrow to take it easy here. Right, time sure flew by. I'm really gonna miss you. Me too! Only 2 days left, huh? 2 days? What am I gonna do? Whatever she wants advice on is time sensitive? Are you gonna confess to so- Is summer break the same? So you're talking about plans for the day after tomorrow? I guess it's a get-together with the others before you head back? Yeah, that's right, plans with Azami and Yuza. I couldn't give them much time this trip, so I figured they might be feeling a bit left out. Makes sense. You're pretty close friends. Totally. Even grown up, they still do the dumbest stuff. Can't leave them be. Maybe I should leave you all to enjoy it without me then? No way. They're the lucky ones to have someone as cute as you come along with me. Summer break is not over. Okay, man, I can't believe my summer break's already coming to an end. No, Roxas. It's kinda sad. Always. TV shows. Oh, Tsukasa, that reminds me. Did you catch that 2-hour suspense drama the other day? Alright, you said you were looking forward to it. I didn't see it. Ma was watching a period drama. Darn, that actor you like had a good part. It turned out to be the killer though. Aw, I wish I could have watched it. You did just kind of spoil it though. Wish I had a VCR like yours. You could record music shows and watch them over and over. That sounds amazing. And not many houses on the island have one though. Yeah, it's a bit of a luxury, but being able to record and keep TV programs is the best. You love TV way more than I do. It's great that you can enjoy it whenever you like. You really can't get enough of your TV. Huh? You think I watch too much? How much did you watch this summer? Well... I guess I'm pretty much always watching whenever I'm home. Nice! You should thank old man Wakamura for letting you watch as much as you want. We're hardly ever able to watch TV at boarding school. Even when I'm at home, I'm always fighting over what to watch with Ma. Makes it damn hard for me to keep up with the conversations at school, you know? TV's got too much of an influence on everyone. Can't blame him either, it's pretty fun. More on TV shows. Speaking of TV, I saw something on the morning news. Yeah, what happened? They said an ama diver on the mainland went missing at sea. Oh yeah, I saw that too. I hope they find her safe. Apparently they're still searching, but it just goes to show how dangerous being an ama diver is. Yeah, I've even had a couple of moments out there that have been way too close. When the catch is right in front of you, it's easy to think that you could go just a little bit further and end up pushing it just too far. Sounds scary. Be careful out there. Now that I think about it, a little while back, there was a story about old human bones found in the seabed near Toba. Whoa, I've never heard about that one. That really happened? Creepy. Maybe it was someone who went missing at sea. I just hope it isn't, like, a curse or anything. Yeah, the sea can be pretty scary. The old ama grannies have always told us, we islanders live with the sea. We never forget how fearsome it can be. That's why the ama divers wear charms and mind proper rites, right? Yeah, gratitude, manners, and restraint towards the sea are never to be forgotten. That's the first thing they teach you when you start diving. And my dude, Yuza, just went like, yeah, I'd dive. You know, Sato, compared to when you first arrived on the island, you've really brightened up. Maybe thanks to all the TV. Oh, was I really that gloomy before? Yeah, up until about a month ago, it felt like there was always a little cloud hanging over you whenever we spoke. It was like you were kind of depressed all the time, like nothing in the world ever mattered to you. Ooh, so that's how I came off. Sorry for being such a downer. Yeah, you didn't crack jokes like you do now either. But this you? Way better. Having fun stuff going on really brought you to life. Makes sense. I'll try to keep up the positivity. You'll love to see it. Alright, so that's everything. Now, we'll get to the advice. What's going on? Okay, I'm ready. I'll just say it. Go ahead. So the thing is, I think I like someone. Yeah, that's what I thought, actually, because she was getting embarrassed. How do I confess? It'd be really funny if she was actually talking about Sato this whole time. Alright, go on. Well, we hardly get to see each other we'll hardly get to see each other anymore soon. I want to tell him how I feel while I'm still on the island. Makes sense. I'll help however I can. Is Kamishima's living encyclopedia? I've seen all of this on TV before. I probably know a thing or two that can help. For sure. Probably. Yeah, you don't sound all that confident, which makes me a little nervous, but I can tell you mean it. Thanks. I just really don't know what to do. Alright. So which of the two is the lucky guy? Huh? Who do you mean? No way, you think I like Azami or Yuza? Wait, You mean it's not one of them? Me falling for one of them? Not a chance. They're basically like brothers to me. I could never picture a romantic relationship with them. Okay. Oops, sorry. I just assumed. Don't worry, same, Sato. I call myself the living, walking, talking encyclopedia and brag about I've seen it all on TV, but I guess I don't really know anything. Sorry, this is embarrassing. I'm going to go die now. Whoa, don't sweat it, really. No dying. So then, who is it? No point dragging it out, so I'll just tell you. It's Shotaro. My god, I've never seen this guy before. He's got the windswept hair. Ah, Mr. Wakamura's son? I see, I see. Oh, he doesn't resemble his dad. He's sincere, smart, and pretty handsome. I can see why you'd like him. Right? He's back visiting the island at the moment, but he usually goes to university in Tokyo. I've secretly admired him for age. Why is he still superimposed to the sky? It's taking me out. But I always thought he just saw me as a kid. Figured he'd never be interested. But now, I go to school on the mainland by myself. And I'm even working as an ama diver. I think he might see me as more of an adult now. More than before, anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to let him know how you feel while he's still on the island. Maybe it's all one-sided on my end, but I can't keep these feelings bottled up. Then tell him. I'm with you. Aw. He's 21 years old. He's older than the entire, like, a buddy-buddy cast. So, only son of Shinobu Wakamura, a local Kamishima magnate. Due to his father's influence, he was pampered by those around him from an early age, but he grew up to be a pleasant and sincere young man despite this attention. Oh, that's nice. He is well regarded by those who know him, often being told he is blessed with a sharp intellect, good looks, and a variety of talents. He is currently attending a university in Tokyo and is back on Kamishima for summer break. Although his father Shinobu wants Shotaro to inherit the influence and wealth that he has spent most of his life building up, Shotaro himself has no intention of doing so. On the contrary, he is skeptical of the old-fashioned, insular ways of the island society, and regards his father as the very embodiment of those outdated mores, viewing him with utter disgust for his overbearing, vulgar tendencies and superstitious belief. Damn, he's very different from his father. Okay. About advice. I want to tell Shotaro how I feel by the day after tomorrow. What do you think I should do? You're staying with the Wakamuras now, right? Know anything about him that might help? I'm afraid Miss Encyclopedia might not have that kind of info. You don't have much info at all, do you? I mean, he's honestly not home most of the time, so there's a lot I don't know about him. Feels like he's always got something to do, checking in on folks all over the island. Like, I don't suppose you know if he has a girlfriend in Tokyo or anything? I'm afraid I'm not sure. Tokyo's packed with beautiful girls, right? A guy like him won't be left alone for long. Well, from what I've seen, I haven't noticed him keeping in touch with anyone. Then what about someone he likes? What he likes? Something he'd be happy to get? Let me think. Sorry, nothing's coming to mind at all. I really may as well go die somewhere. Come on, don't say that. Thinking it through with me is more than enough. You've got to stop joking about dying like that. True, that's a bad habit. Oh, Tsukasa, how about this? I'm pretty sure I can ask Shotaro to meet us somewhere. I'll organize that for now, and then we can plan from there. How does that sound? Oh, sounds good. Thanks so much, Sato. So there's not a lot of time that she's gonna be left on this island. 3 days. I feel like everything's gonna be happening in those 3 days. Because she's got... Well, no, the one with the timeline is Sato, but, you know. So, we kicked around ideas the whole way back, but in the end, writing a love letter and handing it to him is the best call. That's the plan, yeah? Yep, since way back when, the tried and true way has always been the love letter. A classic method. I like it. You're heading out to dive tomorrow morning, right? Yeah, weather's looking good. Alrighty, I'll ask him to come to the bay a little afternoon. Would that work for you? Yeah, I'll just need to have the letter ready by tomorrow. Hey, can you look it over before I give it to him? Of course, I'll fix it up even if it kills me. Thanks, alright, even if it kills me too. Oh, alright, I'm already so nervous. Hey, you two over there? Oh my god, there he is! Speak of the devil! Huh? Is that who I think it is? Bro, we were not ready for you yet. We were still preparing. It is! It's Shotaro! Wow, speak of the devil. Hey, sorry to interrupt. Shotaro Wakamura, Magnate's son. He's totally glowing like usual. It was the angle, don't worry. Is something wrong? Have you seen Azami? He didn't show up to today's association meeting. Oh, I see. I haven't seen him today. I think I know where he is. I'll go get him. Oh, you do? Knew I could count on you, Tsukasa. Damn, he even hit the fucking pose and the wink! This guy! You normally hit that pose and wink in the middle of a conversation? I'll let you handle it then. Sure, no problem. She's staring like... jaw dropped. Oh man, he called me by name! I'm so fired up right now, let's do this. Yeah, let's. First off, let's find those two. I bet they're at the Kantekisho ruins. Let's go, Sato. Right behind you. And that's how we ended up running into you, right? So the important thing you had to do is write a love letter. Hey, Nautilus! Welcome in! Thank you for dropping by and for the redeems. I hope you're having a great day today. My god. The fact that there's a scroll, I wonder if that means there's gonna be even more POVs than just this. I feel like before going back to Yuza, we should do this recollection of Yumiko, because it's actually intriguing me too. That's a dead body. It might be related to the missing Ama divers they were mentioning in advice, but I can't say that for sure, can I? And then, like, when it comes to Yuza, he has another flashback that we're gonna do before we go on to this, because I think this line is the main story, cursed, and then onwards. Alright, let's do this. Yumiko Shiki and Soto Kiryu head to the coast of Futamigaura after receiving a report about a strange corpse found there. Now this is Paranormasight. August 7 morning. Oh. It's the next day already. Mrs. Shiki, there you are. I'm so sorry for calling you all the way out here. Not at all. Thank you for bringing the case to our attention. I hear you have an unusual corpse on your hands. Well, forensics aren't here yet, so I honestly don't know whether it can be called a corpse or not. But I do know it'll cause a stir if anyone catches sight of it, so right now we're just trying to keep the busybodies away. I'm sure I'm glad it happened while you were still here, though. What's with you being from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police and all? You're a police officer! I thought you were a summoner, like, or something, like a sorcerer. Prefectural Police Detective Masaru Ide. Where's the cadaver then? It's still in the water over there where it was found. Feel free to go ahead and examine it. Over there, I see. Dude, the fact that it's right now... Because what the fuck is vision ability? Oh? I didn't get a tutorial for that! Surroundings. This is Futamigaura, the coastline just northeast of Ise City. It's a pretty popular location for tourists, and several beaches are nearby as well, so a bunch of people are milling around. It certainly is an impressive sight. Too bad we couldn't come here as simple tourists. Futamigaura. It's by the mainland already. I was gonna say, isn't this the day that we start on and then like we all fucking die? Futamigaura is the name of the stretch of the coastline along Futami town. So named during the events of this story, it has since been merged with Ise City. In the Watarai district of the Mie Prefecture, as part of the Ise-Shima National Park, it has been designated as a place of scenic beauty and is considered to be one of the most scenic spots in Japan. Wow, really? The name Futamigaura is said to have originated from a visit by Yamato Hime no Mikoto. According to legend, the area's beauty caused her to turn and look back upon it, leading to Futami, look twice being part of its name. Ise City. Oh yeah, they are next to each other. Okay. A city located by the central northern area of Shima Peninsula. Northern part of the city is plainly directly facing Ise Bay, While the southern part is more on the mountainous land, surrounded by hills, having flourished as a town leading up to the Torii Gate of Issei Shrine, it stands out as a particularly popular tourist destination as many attractions in Iseshima area. City is also sometimes referred to as Shinto, meaning the city of the gods. Although best known for Issei Shrine, many other temples and shrines can be found within the city. The land overlooking Issei Bay is blessed with abundance of beautiful scenery, including Mount Asama, which was included on the 100 famous Japanese scenic spots during the Showa era. Oh, there's still more in the surroundings. Sound of the waves and the buzz from the onlookers fills the air around us. I suppose it's inevitable that the police being around would draw people's attention. I just hope it doesn't cause a commotion. Okay, surroundings. Police officer. The local police have the area closed off to make sure bystanders can't get too close. Surroundings. I guess there's no mockingbird again. I think the easiest way to check again is to... Not the story chart. The easiest thing again is to check the files. Good thing they don't let me exit just right away. Yeah, I don't think there's any again. Okay. Habit to check, I think. Soto Kiryu. He's worked with me as my assistant for a long time now, although he usually makes a living as a psychic detective. He is not usually with the police, but my assignments being what they are, he has special permission to accompany me on investigations. Oh, psychic detective. An independent psychic who makes his living in Japan's only psychic detective. Soto has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across, something which eventually led him to gaining his current moniker and within the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to mercy towards spirits and other phenomena, which he ends up subduing by force. Primary spiritual abilities: curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal wounds. I don't want this guy as my enemy. I want him on my side. The stronger the curse's effect, the greater the burden on the user. Shagan. The ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains, allowing for the recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Only a small piece of the deceased remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individual must remain for it to be effective. So that's what the vision thing is in the lower corner of my screen. The Feast of Shadows. Create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night. Soto himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. Wow. His family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. This Onmyoji is said to be the ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Yeah, just like Kazuma Kiryu. Soto was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense even within his lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of the legendary psychic Itensai Shiki when he was about 8 years old. Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege, and Soto underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he is quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Yumiko Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. Okay. I learned so much just by looking at him once. He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led it to its current state. So, is there anything that stands out to you so far, Soto? I'd like to get a better grasp of the details before saying anything, I think. Oh, okay. We can't do that yet. Alright, think. We originally came to Mie from Tokyo to investigate another case. But with so many other incidents occurring, I can't help but get the sinking feeling something troublesome is about to happen. Detective EA has been a huge help to us so far. We might be able to reveal some of our circumstances to him. Detective from the local police. He is acting as my point of contact while I'm over here providing any support I may need. I don't doubt it's quite a troublesome assignment. There are some things that need to be kept secret for one. But he's been very good at not prying into particulars while doing what needs to be done, occasional grumbling notwithstanding. Given what this case has ended up involving, though, those particulars may not be remaining undisclosed for much longer. What? 35 years old, assistant inspector in the first investigative division of the Criminal Investigation Department of Mie Prefectural Police. He often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come as the department's way as something he makes sure to grumble about each time, but is a proficient detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty. Although it is said that he has a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all department drinking parties. Born and raised in Mie, he's never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown Sioux City, until the time came for him to attend university. With no particular plans for the future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty for justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited to his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of a doting father to 2 sons and a daughter. If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading him to be the first on the scene even when off duty, something his colleagues frequently tease him about. He's so unlucky, bro, that you're always running into the incidents first. Okay, that's a check mark for me. Do we know what the situation was when the corpse was found? I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened to cross it an hour ago as they were passing by. They got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it. That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where's the local now? We've got someone taking their statement in a nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there. Please do. Alright. Might as well look at the corpse first. Hey. Is that a mermaid corpse? No, that better not be our mom though. I see, so this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it. It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say it is a mermaid, right? Let's take a closer look at it. No way! I'm worried because the hairstyle is similar. As you can see, there's no doubt it has a human head. The main reason we went ahead with treating it as a corpse. That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all. If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery? It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity? Their identity? Given the state of the body, it might be difficult to confirm based on facial features, but we might have a chance using dental records. Though that would depend if they've ever had a dental exam. I see, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning it towards being kind of a fake of some kind. What do you think? It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately have been found in man-made in origin. Mermaid mummies. Whoa. Relics believed to either be embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids preserved in temples throughout Japan. Among them, several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity or sound health and are treated as objects of worship. In the 1970s, some garnered so much attention after being featured on TV that people traveled en masse to see them, prompting some temples and shrines to discontinue public viewings. Mermaid mummies have also been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, the exhibition of mermaid mummies and exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis had revealed the fibers from materials such as wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made in origin. The quality of some mermaid mummies crafted in Japan during the Edo period was particularly high, with several being widely circulated, especially in Europe. However, the revelation that many of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and still debate continues on till today. You won't find me complaining if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic though. We'll just have to see about that, won't we? When I first saw this expression, I thought they must have died in unbelievable agony. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like they almost died satisfied. Could be just my imagination, though. Satisfied, Torso. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders downward. All the mermaids I've ever heard of have had the fish half start from the waist down. If it is a fake, whoever made it didn't do their research? Really? Several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends had their faces as the only human part, though. Seriously? Then I guess that makes me the one who didn't do the research then. If this really is a corpse, I wonder how they died. When they died. I doubt their body would have ended up this desiccated had it been in the sea this whole time. You think it's possible they died, shriveled up into a mummy-like state, and then their body fell into the sea and got washed up here? That makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure. There's no sign of external wounds. I can't see anything that could have caused their death, at least. The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it would be a pretty huge one. Is there anything else I can look at? I can't. That's the head, that's the torso, that's the tail. No little tidbits that I'm missing. Vision ability. Am I gonna get jump scared by putting on vision ability? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a mockingbird sticker! Bro, it glows purple with the vision ability. The Turninator. Oh my goodness. I actually thought there wasn't one, so thanks, vision ability. It's pretty poggers of you. It's discovered already, so why it won't go away? Okay, no, it's a check mark now. Yo, this vision shit is kind of fucking freaky. I'm gonna ask you. Is there anything that stands out so far? Get a better grasp on the details. Okay, you still don't want to talk about it. What about you? If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true? Oh, so you're curious about that too, detective? Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it, though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Yeah. Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing. I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who would be interested in getting their hands on this course for that exact reason. I can see that. We might even have people fighting over it if it gets out. All the more reason to try and keep it hidden. Sure is a troublesome thing we got on our hands here. That's all he says. Well, I think we have a decent grasp of the situation now. What's your opinion, Soto? First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say this is another case of the curse of the forsaken fish. Some of the residual curse is energy is lingering around the body. Just as expected then. Suppose that's no surprise. Huh? What was that? We'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither a fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It's the remains of a human, one transformed into a fish as a result of a curse. What? A former human? And a curse too? It's pretty hard to know what to say to that. One thing's for sure, that's not gonna fly in the case report by itself. Mind explaining it a bit more for me? Of course. Let us start with the explanation of our circumstances then. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course, leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report. His face! Ah, confound it! About department. First, I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for. Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not gonna get caught up in any troublesome business if you do, am I? No worry, you need to worry. I doubt it will come to that. Probably. Our work is mostly to keep the secrets because it is something of a pain to find people who will accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you have been very supportive so far, so I can't imagine it will be a problem. Well, if you really insist, go ahead, I guess. As you say, my department is indeed a part of the Security Division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Paranormal Defense Bureau. It is more commonly referred to as simply Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know about its existence even within the police force. As the name suggests, this unit specializes in investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since existence of such happenings is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in the utmost secrecy. As there are currently only 5 members in the unit, including the chief, they utilize a network of psychic contacts across the country to assist with their cases. The current chief of the Paranormal Affairs is a man named Koiru Nakagoshi. Although said to have been born in a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from a paranormal phenomena for generations, Koiru is a elusive figure, and very few have met him in person. He is rarely seen in the office. It is said that this is because of the fact he has often been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it's because Koiru is not actually flesh and blood human, with some going so far as to question whether he really exists. His seat in the office is usually occupied by his familiar, a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. The Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Koiru's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. The term Nakagoshi case serves as a code name used to refer to those under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. Pretty sure this was also covered in the first game, though. Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Jeez, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, I guess it's not hard to believe that there would be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police. Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much else I can do but believe it, you know. Oh, does that mean you have spirit sense or some other psychic powers? Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible. Right. Soto here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic, though. He helps me out on any work I'm assigned to. I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up, yes? A spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that's like taking another job. Like it's just taking another job is making me feel like we're talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Mrs. Shiki, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is a psychic, wouldn't this all be more in his line of work? True. Personally, I'd also rather our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately can't be the case. I see. I don't know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty tough. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right? That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soto will, with his horrified expression in the back. What do you mean, me? Really? Thanks, that's a great help. Not again. Yumeko Shiki, Itensai Shiki's wife, Paranormal Affairs employee, a woman who balances her work as a housewife with her position as a full-time employee of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, a secret department within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. Although the very image of a refined lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it, and she will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him, and she is also viewed with affection by her co-workers who call her ma'am. Out of 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumeko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she was chosen to be part of the elite unit for particular reasons only known to a handful of people close to her. There was once another member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of, veteran police detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi. Oh, Paranormasight. When the two occasionally worked on investigations together. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with a freelance psychic detective, Soto Kiryu, leaving all paranormal procedures and often her much despised paperwork to him. Yumiko's husband is also a psychic by the name of Itensai Shiki, and Soto is his cherished protege. Files updated again? Oh, psychics and spirit sense. Various abnormal occurrences attributed to the spirits of the dead are collectively referred to as spiritual phenomena. These can range from small peculiarities, such as being able to see things that shouldn't be there, hearing strange sounds, or feeling a sudden unnatural chill, to larger scale phenomena powerful enough to defy the laws of physics, potentially even triggering natural disasters. Harmful spiritual phenomena that cause unwanted effects by interfering with nature, tampering with the human body or mind are called curses. Curses can themselves be divided into two categories: those that occur naturally, often arising from negative emotions such as deep resentment from the dead, and those that are intentionally created by someone with spiritual abilities using an existing spirit or grudge. However, creating a curse is quite difficult, and there is a risk of the curse rebounding and causing more harm to the creator instead. The more powerful the curse, the more stringent the conditions are to use it. The ability to sense energy of spirits and spiritual phenomena is known as spirit sense. The strength of this ability varies from person to person, and while it can be increased to a certain extent through training, it ultimately comes down to the person's an individual's innate talent. According to those who have it, a spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. The lingering spiritual energy in an area can be detected by what feels like specialized sense organs, conveying information in such as a relative strength of phenomenon and whether it's benevolent or malevolent in nature. Those with particularly potent spirit sense are also able to glean specific details from the energy and even track it down to identify its origin. However, as spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, it is not possible to use wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability, further described below. Spiritual phenomena occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them. So many people that lack spirit sense are affected by phenomena without any awareness of the cause. Spirit sense is impossible to quantify. Comparing its strength between individuals is difficult. However, as tolerance to forcible exposure to spiritual phenomena is comparable to tolerance to alcohol, there are also those who use this comparison when explaining to others. Oh, wow, this one's a long one. Let me drink water. Psychic ability is the special power to interact with Psychic ability is the special power to interact with or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities, from simply being able to see spirits to being able to directly control or exercise them. It also includes the ability to intentionally induce spiritual phenomena in order to use specific skills such as peering into the future, capturing images with psychic photography, or searching for objects using dowsing. Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. People who possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability are particularly susceptible to the influence of spiritual phenomena, whether they are aware of it or not, and such often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. Whew! Think. Seems the time has come to explain our circumstances to Detective Ide. Make sure not to leave anything out. Okay. So, our department. So, does that mean you came all the way to Mie because you knew something like this was going to happen? Oh, that's awfully perceptive of you, Detective. I suppose you could say that, yes. At the very least, this situation hasn't come as a huge surprise. Ah, if that's the case... Was the body from the other day one of those cases too, then? Another one? Yumeko Shiki unidentified skeletons. It was indeed, yes. Seriously? That sounds like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to the case. If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help so far, Detective. More about the department. I don't mind occult stuff, so I've been asking all these questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in this paranormal business, right? You must have a good reason for keeping it under wraps after all. I think that would be wise, yes. Curses. Still, I never would have thought that there's a curse out there that can turn people into fish. and only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. It's bound to cause some misunderstandings. The curse is originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of a fish, you see? But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse. I see. To be honest, a part of me was kind of excited when I saw what it looked like. I thought that might mean there are really mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories. I'm afraid we can neither confirm nor deny things there. Oh, I get why you were asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realized they used to be human, right? That's right. Very recently, too. The transformation likely happened yesterday or even earlier today. That recently? Someone could really end up in a state like this even after just a day? They certainly could. Seriously? These curses sure are scary. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here then. Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation. Ah, right. It's a case from yesterday. Great. That should save us some effort then. Damn, I gotta check what the case from yesterday is. We're not getting back to you, Yuza. Cursed one day and mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. You know, I find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. There have been times I've caught sight of strange things when I was walking down the road at night. When I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident and the like. Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not getting too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they realize you're aware of them, you see. Jeez, what would happen then? I guess I'd end up possessed or something? There's that danger, yes. In the event that you are possessed, you may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Memory problems and impaired thinking are also not unheard of. The headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. I hope it's not the work of some spirit. Or maybe you're just overworked, bro. You see every, accident or, crime scene, first, even if you're off duty. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too? It's possible with spirits who had a very close relationship with their target, such as if they were siblings or parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I mentioned are primarily caused by two parties not being in sync. Ah, that's good to know, I think. Even if a spirit were to successfully possess someone, it would only be a pressure for would only pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question. I see. But in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way of your own will or not, right? Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they are possessed. So that's how things work here. As far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that though, so I think I should be fine. Ma'am, what is it? Perhaps I can use my shotgun ability to see if it produces any results. That's what I was thinking! So we could see if it would turn into yeah, I forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve. Shotgun? What does it do? Patience, detective. You'll see soon enough. Right. We'll figure out who it was, maybe. There, it's done. Oh, so it went well, did it? Well done, Soto. What's all this about, then? Soto can see the face of the deceased from a small piece of the remains. However small, he can sketch their features based on what he saw. So that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if we could use it on the Force, you know? I hear it doesn't always work. So it's unfortunately not foolproof. So, what did our victim look like? Is that our mom? About that, I think it might be faster for you to see yourself. Is that Yuza's mom? It's Somekawa. Wait, Somekawa, you can't mean... Wait, Somekawa is different though. That's not the name of Yuza's mom. My goodness! Oh my god! It moved forward. We have watched something from beyond where we actually are as Yuza. Unidentified skeletons. So this is what she was doing. She arrives in Toa City, Mie Prefecture, to investigate skeletal remains with her assistant. I want to see. I want to see what it is and who it was. Date unknown. Well, they were saying yesterday, right? So that was the 6th. Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found is a little ways offshore of this beach. You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that. Not at all. You clearing everything with the local police meant that all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt. Signs of a curse are clearly evident. The skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident. It seems I have to trust I was right to trust my intuition on this one. Alright, let's hear the full report. Hang on, just real quick, yeah. Not files, profiles. No, it's a bit different, right? And her name is not even... Wait! No, it was her! I was hitting with the... Her name's not even Somikawa. And then... No, it was her maiden name! So you mean... Our mom might be dead? Wait, but she was already... If they're saying Somikawa and then it's actually her... She was alive until today, and then she died. What? Alright then, let me hear the full report. Understood. Oh man. Let's look around first. Vision ability so I can see any like Mockingbird stickers. Somehow Mockingbird stickers easier to see with this vision ability. I don't see any. Maybe we'll try again later though. Town of Ijika in Toba City. This area is a historic place known for its ama divers. I know it well. It's also famous as the filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films. I wouldn't know about that myself, ma'am, but you feel unusually well-versed in that area. Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch them for yourself, Soto. As you wish, I'll look into it. Ijika Town. Over here. A fishing settlement located within Toba City on the eastern tip of Shima Peninsula. The area it takes its name from Ijikajima, an island offshore from the region, and it is said that the hollow center of the island was so reflective as to resemble a mirror, leading to the Yamato no Hime no Mikoto to giving it its current name, which is written as the characters with stone and mirror. The Rias coastline is a particularly beautiful sight and is a well-known spot to watch the sunrise. It is also notable as the filming location of the first entry of Japan's most famous monster film series, and sees many visits from fans as a result. Let's go! Are they thinking of Godzilla, or am I thinking wrong? Toba City, a city located on the northeastern tip of Shima Peninsula adjacent to Ise City and Shima City. Along with the city itself, it is an administrative area that also encompasses 4 populated islands. A combined area of modern Toba City and Shima City is formerly known as Shima Province. Its coastline features one of Japan's most notable Ria coasts and is renowned not only for its marine industries, but for its popularity as a tourist destination. Having originally sprung up as a castle town of Toba Domain, the years following the Meiji era saw Toba flourish as the center of the Shima region, with the abundance of marine products and available in its waters. Famous for being home to the highest number of active ama divers in Japan, there are many guest houses run by ama divers and fishermen along the shore, providing visitors to the area with the opportunity to enjoy fresh seafood. Gotta fill up those files. Alright, let's see. Soto, you'll use your cursed stone. Greg. Hi, Swaggy. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a great day. I've been stuck in recollection hell mostly. I mean, it's pretty interesting so far. It's giving me a bit of like a lot more insight into what everybody else is doing at the same time, or what everyone's goals are. So yeah, we're on our recollection hell or ama diving. Recollection hell. We're already done ama diving. Our ama diving's rank 99. Pics or no proof be like Yuza Minakuchi is currently diver rank 99. Have you seen your birds? Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of mockingbirds already. I think I have like six mockingbirds files. Yeah, I have 6. I don't know if there's one here and it's not reflecting. But I looked around this side of the map and there's none right now, so yeah. A diligent and earnest young man, his mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skills, so he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details that I find myself doing so. The theater. Okay, I don't know what that means, so probably not. Freddy planned to come here to Toba in me a picture with Soto on another case, but the news of skeletal remains being found in the area caught my eye, so I sent him ahead to investigate. As expected, it turned out to be the result of a curse. Likely a troublesome one at that. Alright, bro. What's up? Skeletal remains. To begin, shall we review the details of the case? Is that really necessary? Summarizing may help us notice something we missed. Not a day goes past that I don't admire your diligence, Soto. My thanks. I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long rod-like object. It seemed like a human bone, so he notified the police. That was about 10 days ago. So he fished it up completely by chance. Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks. All the remains were already severely deteriorated, all of which have been several years to several decades old. Huh, think it's cheese type? Damn, it's a person? I'm looking forward to it, huh? As a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There is just too little to go on. Only fragments of the skull remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible. Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we? If it works, yes. Indeed, I'll report my discovery shortly. Yeah, you used your shagan. You did a 10-roll gap with the ego and I... Wow, let's go! Big luck. Congratulations, Swaggy! You know, one possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me? Please, go ahead. I wonder if those skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago. Regrettably, that's not the case. Oh, damn. Oh, darn it. I was about to go like, oh, no way, it's already connecting? But then it wasn't. It wasn't. Okay. Please don't sound so defeated. Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total. But they said each had decomposed over a different length of time. Huh? Meaning that they didn't all die at the same time? It's because you crashed out of work. Good luck balanced out the bad luck. Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years. Okay, that's too long ago. Others go back 10 years before that, another 10 and another 10, and so on. So roughly 1 body every 10 years. Indeed, I imagine that any older remains may have simply decayed entirely. Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades? It's surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had the bone not been fished up by chance, we'd have never known. In other words, it was the ideal site for quietly disposing of bodies. So this was no accident. Someone did this. I imagine quite the resentment must have piled up over the years. Indeed, but I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting after all. Efficient as always. My thanks. So it's a completely different... Okay. There's one more point of concern that all the remains have in common. Go on. Each body bore a clean, precise cut. Clearly severed. Severed? You're saying they were sliced straight through the bone? Exactly. Each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut as smooth as the last. A forensic noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaved through each of them in a single stroke. Well, that would certainly explain it. Oh! Hi, welcome. How was the long dark? I hope you had a great stream. Thank you very much for raiding. I'm Chimernyan, Cat Chimera VTuber Bride streamer. Today we are playing Paranormasight 2. We are not very far into the game. We're still relatively close to the beginning, so not massive spoiler warnings, but this is a story-based game, so and it's very heavy on mysteries and paranormal stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, please feel free to hang out or come along. But if you need to raid and run, no worries, and I hope you take care of yourself after your nice stream. Thank you very much for the raid, Lou. I hope you had a great time with the long dark. I always have the wrong mental image of the long dark. I literally like imagine like a blob, like a slime, and then you extend it. You just pull it into a long line and it's like that long dark, like a Play-Doh or something. I know it's nothing like that, but that was like my mental image every time I read the title. He did a lot, hit a milestone in the story, and you think, yeah, let's go. You love to hear it, like doing a lot of progress. Yay, good job. I'm glad you were able to have such a productive stream. For me right now, we are investigating a paranormal death, or like possibly paranormal related deaths. The current one we're currently talking about, before I continue reading it, is there were skeletal remains discovered in the ocean around here. It got fished up, and all of them are cleanly sliced through the bone, as in with crazy precision over like several decades of bodies. So yeah, we're not really sure how was happening yet. We're still talking about that part and getting there. In this story, we're also investigating mysterious deaths. Oh my god, it was just related this whole time. The hidden sequel. From one mysterious death to another. Warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose. Correct, if the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change. Speaking of clean cuts through the bone, supernaturally, that reminds me of the bad ending that we got in the other route. We all just kinda died and it looked like we were getting sliced, so it might be. I agree that it might be a curse. As it turns out, there were traces of curse at each point of the severed points. It was just a matter of time until we found one. Also, for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a curse echo that looked like a warrior in armor. A curse echo in armor? Oh. Judging from the crest on its armor and given our location, it appears to be a curse tied to the Heike. What is the Heike? Please add to my files. Right, the Heike. You are familiar with the Heike, I assume? Ah, well, I'm not too sure. They were a branch of the Taira clan, a warrior family that rose to power at the end of the Heian period. Oh, some time back. From their base in Ise province, they expanded their influence and reaching great heights under Taira no Kiyomori. That's a name I recognize from Samurai Warriors, Orochi, Samurai Warriors, and... But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji, what is now known as the Genpei War. Ah, yes, of course I knew that. Right. The tale of Heike is preserve just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carried deep regrets. Oh, a lot of gold on it. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces remain even today, and they can be quite meddlesome. Indeed, you hear about it all over the place, I guess. Even by expert standards, it is quite a problem. The Heike, abbreviated genealogy of the Heike. Taira no Masamori, Tadamori, Kiyomori, Iemori, Tsunemori, Norimori, Yorimori, Tadanori. I think they really like Mori. Shigemori, Motomori, Munemori, Tomomori, Noriko, Koremori. I think they really like Mori, guys. The Heike were part of the Ise Taira clan, which itself was an Ise-based branch of the Taira clan, prominent samurai family of the Heian period. Although the entire Ise Taira clan was greatly influential, Heike refers to the particularly prosperous lineage of Taira no Masamori, Taira no Tadamori, and Taira no Kiyomori. Known as one of the most prominent samurai families of the Heian period alongside the Minamoto clan, The Taira clan was originally based in the Kanto region. However, following Masakado's uprising against the central government in the year 935, its suppression in the hands of Taira no Sadamori, the latter's son, Korihira, moved to Ise province where he would wield significant political power. This was the start of what would be known as the Ise Taira clan. 4 generations of Korihira, Taira no Masamori consolidated the family's influence in Ise. His successor, Tadamori, was granted permission to enter the imperial court in 1132. I don't know how to read years that far back. Eventually attaining the rank equal to that of nobility. He distinguished military exploits of Tadamori's son, Taira no Kiyomori, further led to Kiyomori's promotion to Daijo Daijin, Chancellor of the Realm, the highest possible governmental rank in 1167. In 1180, Kiyomori's daughter Noriko married into the imperial family, and her son ascended the throne as emperor, enabling the Heike to consolidate their monopoly on political authority. Thus, the Taira clan came to dominate the political landscape of the time. Such was their wealth and power that one member of the clan has said to have remarked all those that did not belong to the Taira clan were considered people of no position. Well, however, this golden age of the Taira clan did not last long. Their arrogant rule and dictatorial grasp on power led to many turning against the Taira clan, and the strings of rebellion soon came to head, with several prominent figures joining forces in a bid to overthrow them. In the midst of the resulting years of warfare, Kiyomori died of illness in March 1181. Despite losing one of their key members, the Taira clan continued their struggle against their opponents, but to no avail. In 1185, they were finally defeated in the Battle of Dan no Ora, and many of its members, including Kiyomori's grandson, Emperor Antoku, who was still a child at the time, were lost beneath the waves of Dan no Ora, burdened with unfulfilled ambitions. It is said that Kusanagi no Tsurugi sword, one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan, regarded since ancient times, is a symbol of imperial authority. This was also lost to sea that day. Oh, I wonder if that's the thing that they're using as a curse. I don't know. Or maybe it's just related, or maybe it's just a trivia. Yoshitora Utagawa, in the Western Sea, divining women encountered the Heike clan in the depths of the water. Damn. After their defeat, the surviving members of the Taira clan, now disgraced as fallen warriors, scattered across the country and lived their days in hiding. Even to this day, legends of Taira clan survivors persist in various regions across Japan. Oh. What's more, the katana that the curse echo carried, I believe it may have been the famed blade Nukemaru. Okay, so it's different. Nukemaru. Yes, a blade passed down through Heike, once wielded by Taira no Tadamori. I see. It would seem your love of swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse? I can't say it was Tadamori himself, but I am confident it was a curse from someone within the Heike. At the very least, it offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts. But the bodies being dumped every decade, surely that can't be the curse too, can it? That probably was manual. Like, probably they died to the curse, and then manually the bodies were disposed in the ocean afterwards. But then I would think, since it's all in the same place, that would be someone who lives around this area, because it's gonna be hella inconvenient to be hauling, like, dead bodies. Well, one person every 10 years is very particular. And, like, that would assume, if it goes really far back, the remains, that would assume that it's very possible that this is either an old person already, or that they passed on, like, the curse stone to someone else. Well, I called it a curse stone because of Paranormasight 1, but, you know, the curse thingy. Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else. So this wasn't an accident or by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there. Indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of bodies so poorly. My theory is that someone is using a curse stone. Oh. It went back to curse stone anyway. They're killing through its curse, then discarding the bodies. A curse stone? I think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of a curse. They're created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic. That sounds dangerously convenient. There were quite a few incidents involving curse stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear? Oh, now that you mention it, that somewhat rings a bell. Yo, is it the... Oh, I thought... Tokyo incidents last year, didn't you hear? Yeah, Paranormasight, the 7 mysteries of Honjo. The type of curse tool that allows even people without any spirit sense to wield curses. A tool meant to meets above criteria, and items of any shape or size may be referred to as curse stones. Many curse stones have the conditions that must be filled to use them, often based on spiritual power and the characteristics of the curse itself. If a curse stone has low spiritual power, it may only be possible to use it under specific circumstances, such as when under the influence of the Feast of Shadows. Oh my god, I can't believe it. A spell that heightens the potency of certain types of spiritual energy. So in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with the Heike's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea. Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary. But why? And now there's this curse stone imbued with the curse of the Heike. This whole thing's turning into quite a headache. Even with so little to go on, Soto deduced all this. Pretty impressive. I'll have to remember to give him kudos later. It's like a but why every 10 decades? Like, and why only one person? I'd think if it was like a huge grudge, it would be like... I don't know, maybe it's not a huge grudge. Now then, about the skeletal remains. It's almost as if he's doing a ritual, right? One person every decade. Like, instead of just like, if he was actually a super vengeful person, yeah, I'm gonna kill all of these dudes who I have problems with. It feels methodical. Huh. Were you able to use your Shagan, Soto? Yes, I did. It only worked on the most recent body, though. The one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of the remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait sketch of how he looked when he was alive. Man, he has to be good at drawing, because if he wasn't, then he'd be like, yeah, I reconstructed it, and then it's like a fucking stick figure. Here's a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well. Well, it doesn't ring a bell for me. Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset. Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it. Even so, none of those methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead in our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work. Thank you. We've had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago, but no matches were found. Darn, would have made the whole thing much easier. Detective Ide is continuing the investigation. The detective with the local police. I've heard he's good. Let's hope he proves it. It's him! Oh wait, no. Well, why would we update Ide again? We already met him. Toba seabed skeletons. A case in which multiple human skeletons were recovered from the deep fissure on the Toba seabed. Initial estimate indicated at least 5 bodies have been disposed of there. Following information has not been available to the public. Victims' identities are unclear. All victims are male. Each body is thought to have been disposed of at different times. The most recent body dates to 6 years ago. Facial sketch of this individual obtained using Sotokiryu's Shagan ability. Other remains show signs of gradual aging, with the oldest dating back more than 30 years. Although the presence of older remains have also been confirmed, they have completely decayed. It is impossible to tell how old they are. It is unlikely that the bodies could have drifted into the fissure naturally, so it is thought that it has been brought by someone discarding it there every few years. Each skeleton shows a clean, precise cut inflicted by a sharp blade. Traces of a curse were also detected from the severed sections. They have been killed by a curse wielded by someone connected to the Heike. I still have more to say on skeletal remains? Hey, say, Sato, that sketch of yours. Maybe we should show it to some of the locals. Good point. Someone might recognize him if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it could help us trace the one who used the curse. I guess we can't just leave things be now that we know there's a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it. Here you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud? He always makes such funny, like, grumpy faces. Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all. Yes, we all know how much you love your home. Base, though! Yeah, come on, let's just finish up work so I can go home. You can see the sea from here all the way to Kamishima. Do you sense anything out there, Soto? Yes, I do. The waters south of Kamishima are saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. Could that be why, 5 years ago, I can sense it even from this distance? That's how strong it is. Is that so? Looking out to the sea, I can't see a thing. I just hope this means we made it in time. Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. The seal has broken. There's no doubt about it. Oh my god! Wait, it'd be really fucking funny if the seal was that thing that was underwater and then when I was diving, I was breaking some chains, right? It would be incredibly funny if that was the thing I unsealed as Yuza. So it's already broken? That isn't good. The sea still seems calm though. Does the storm not break out immediately? Yes, something seems to be holding it back for now. Oh, so there's a silver lining at least. It seems stable for the moment. We probably have 2 or 3 days of safety. It's 2 or 3 days for this entire game, I guess. Then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do. Curse of the Raging Waves. A curse that causes an outbreak of turbulent waves and violent storms between the seas around Kamishima. It is said that this curse was born from the resentment of former residents of Taishima, an island located south of Kamishima, after someone brought about its destruction. Some believe that several of the disasters that have struck in Kamishima in the past were caused by this curse in some manner, including the Kamishima South Sea disaster that occurred 5 years ago. The person accused of bringing the curse to Kamishima was called the Raging Waves Curse Bearer and was shunned by the island's inhabitants. People just know this? I hope we can do something about the curse of raging waves while it's still being held back. Yes, but despite all efforts, we still haven't found a single way to lift the curse. We might have quite a struggle ahead of us. And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? We have no idea where your ancestors' keepsake is either. I apologize on behalf of my family. Ma'am, behind you. No, don't say shit like that, man. Behind me. No, bruh, don't say shit like that, man. Like, if I look behind me and then I get fucking jump scared, I'm gonna manual save. Bro, be like, look behind you. No, the last time I did shit like this. Is it the detective? Oh! Oh no! Is that the Somekawa that they meant? Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? The person who died in the previous recollection. She bolted. Soto, after her. On it. Hey, stop! Let me go, I didn't do nothing wrong! I've apprehended the suspect. I sure hope this isn't like Somekawa as in Mari Somekawa, like the mom, but then I feel like they're very similar, so good work. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit? What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious one, sneaking around and poking into things. You think folks wouldn't be worried with shady types like you wandering through town? Ah, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here. You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains nearby, yes? That's what we're looking into. You don't look like the police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like you to take a quick look at. Do you recognize this face at all? Why, we believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago. Huh? Nope, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might have known about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. I don't know a thing. Alright, sorry for holding you up. That's pretty suspicious, though. a peculiar woman. It was like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should be able to talk to more people. We should talk to more people in town. Agreed. Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is? Of course. Do we do that ourselves or... Oh, several hours later. Nope, we don't do it ourselves. Ma'am, I've learned a few things. Excellent, let's hear it. Ah, it was behind him! Mockingbird. Maverick Manny. Cute. All the mockingbirds are so cute. I knew there would be something. Okay. Yeah, what's up? He didn't so much as flinch at the thought of tedious door-to-door investigation. Not to mention, he's good at it. Having him here is a huge help. About the portrait sketch. I showed the sketch of the victim to several townsfolk. However, it would seem that no one here recognized him at all. Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ide then. You don't suppose we might be working with a bad sketch here? You needn't worry about that. I'm quite confident in the likeness. It should be a near-perfect match. You're right. I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you. The woman. I also asked around about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently, she isn't originally from this town. You're gonna tell me she got here 5 years ago, aren't you? And that's actually our mom. And then now she's actually dead. No! I'm quite good at drawing, you know. I'm quite a good artist. I will let you know that is basically what he looks like. You take a picture with a camera, that's what the guy looks like. Oh, is that so? Apparently she won. No! That's just making it even more possible that it's his mom and she's gone now. Indeed. Apparently she wandered into this town about 5 years ago. She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching as if it were very dear to her. Nothing but an old wooden box? Supposedly, she used to work as an ama diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But these days, she keeps to herself and no one ever sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she supports herself, and many of the islanders find her unsettling. Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here. That's what was suggested, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent, and she's never caused any problems either. It still seems odd she'd get so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something? It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were with the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if someone showed up. Right. I mean, the most recent body is from 6 years ago and she arrived in town 5 years back. The timing's rather suspicious when you look at it like that. We'd best keep an eye on her. Agreed. Were you able to get her name? Apparently her last name is Somikawa. I didn't manage to get her first name. I'm gonna cry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Yuza. I'm gonna cry. I'm so sorry, Yuza. That might be... And she might be... Oh my god. Somikawa? Why does that name sound so familiar? You've heard it before? I think so, but I can't quite remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess it shouldn't bother me. It should bother you. You should think about it more. Not this again. Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ide. Very well. I'll inform him. I can see the resemblance. She's a lot more like, her hair is a lot more roughed up and she's got more like wrinkles around her eyes, but I can genuinely see the resemblance. Okay, let's read it. A woman living in Toba occasionally does work as an ama diver. It's unclear who she is and where she came from, but apparently she showed up in Toba about 5 years ago with nothing but a grubby wooden box to her name and has been living there ever since. And she dies? Oh my god. The port and town center are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. It's a quiet town, so a stranger loitering here would definitely attract attention. That's a good point. Okay. Think. We split up, ask around town, but all the leads I found didn't actually lead anywhere. I'm just not cut out for this kind of legwork. The woman. So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here. It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again. You can be cursed that easily? That's terrifying. What a world we live in. That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries. That helps a lot, thanks. Shall I summarize our next steps? Yes, I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see. Unidentified skeletons. Regarding the unidentified skeletons, until we can identify the victim from the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is best left in Detective Ide's hands. Yes, agreed. And I think the same goes for that Somikawa woman from earlier. We'll have Detective Ide look into her. Nice to have someone we can rely on. Agreed on that end too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeletal case to him for now. Yes, though we should remain vigilant regarding the curse stones. What are you gonna do about this, though? Regarding the main objective, or the so-called Curse of Raging Waves, without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. I don't suppose there's a chance that you'd be able to break the curse using brute force? You're quite good at that. It's certainly an option if worse comes to worse, but I can't say I have high hopes it would work. You did say it was very strong. I guess it would be more realistic to try and find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestors' keepsake instead. Indeed, it is said that item may hold the key to lifting the Curse of Raging Waves. But even the location of the map pointing to the keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time. What kind of fucking keepsake is this? Yo, I have no fucking idea where my keepsake is, and I don't have the map, and I don't have clues. I have no idea what's happening. Although the map was said to be hidden inside the model of a mermaid mummy. One rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period. That doesn't sound promising. If we can't find it, I suppose we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force. But to even consider that route, we need as much more intel from the island. Which is why we need to head to Kamishima. At the very least, advise the locals to evacuate. Yes, hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the Curse of Raging Waves. Something wrong? No, it's just that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out. Please do. Why? You're making me nervous. Ma'am? What is it? The person who called me over shared a new piece of information. They were told to keep it a secret, but opened up since we were the police. Go on. Earlier this morning down by the shore, they apparently saw something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid. Mermaid? Really? That same person reported it to a local authority, and was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police. You're kidding me. That local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse. That couldn't be more suspicious, could it? Exactly. They were uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do? This is probably related to Somikawa being turned into a mermaid too. Did they describe what the mermaid looked like? Yes, they said from head to the shoulders it was human, but below that entirely fish. So it was not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem. Only the head was human? They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But they thought it resembled a local ama diver named Tamiko Suma. It was another ama diver too? What? Apparently, she went out diving alone this morning and hasn't returned. It's likely what worried the witness the most. That is troubling. Damn it, just what we needed. More things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with this mermaid story. Come on. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god! Bro, we're never getting out of recollection. I'm like locked the fuck in to Yumiko's investigation that Yuza is being left in the dust. Yuza be like, hey, what about me? Oh, my aim to look for my mom, who I think is a mermaid. But no, his mom is here on the island, like the mainland area, and she dies. I still didn't unlock anybody who's actually connected to each other. Are you serious? Okay, I think we can do this one, and then afterwards, wait for it. What do you mean, like on this? In the theater? Here? The BGM? Okay, we'll wait on the mockingbirds first, real quick. Wait, why is it a kazoo? I love it. Now it's set a recorder now. Bro, everything. I'm more curious about why this guy has got so much like bad blood, like here. Cause this thing looks so cute, and then like he's got so much bad blood between like whoever these two are. And this one is the most loved, aside from like this one guy on the side. The BGM is great, I love it. It's so silly. You're having such a serious investigation, and then you open like your fucking Mockingbird relationship chart, and then you're like, what the hell is happening? Okay, I think we can do this one, and then that's where we end off for today, because that was a lot of talking. However, I think decent progress, because we started with like being here, then we've done this, we've done this, and now we're gonna do this, and then hopefully next time we can go back to see what happens next to Yuza. But we'll have to do memories of last summer before we go to what's actually happening now. Isashima investigation. Yumiko Shiki. Mermaid corpse has been discovered in a beach near Ijika town, where Yumiko and her partner are investigating its whereabouts. They run into an important local figure. Okay, date unknown. August 1980-something, afternoon, Ise Yamashina Estate. Mr. Yamashina, thank you for agreeing to meet with us on such short notice. I understand that you're a busy man. Not like I have much of a choice when it's some bigwig from the prefectural police badgering me to do so. So you're Shiki from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, Security Division, was it? And here I thought you were just some housemaid. You're sure you're from the police in that getup? Well, I'm primarily a housewife by trade, but it's hardly important right now. You're also known as Unkaku Dono, I believe. After hearing so many rumors, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Rumors, eh? Unkaku Dono, Yoshiatsu Yamashina. What does that mean? He's a tycoon. A wealthy tycoon who owns multiple companies in swathes of land, particularly in the Tsu and Ise areas, born in the Taisho period, unmarried. His family first came into business in the Edo period, traveling from town to town selling talismans, miscanthus reed hoops, and other items to ward off evil spirits. During the Meiji period, this business expanded into a trading company, and the Yamashina family became a prominent contributors to the development of the region. Born to the heir of the Yamashina family business, and the daughter of a noble family, Yoshiatsu grew up in an affluent environment where he received thorough education tailored to gifted children. Following the end of the war, Yoshiatsu inherited the company assets in his 30s, but was quick to sell off all shares he owned, using proceeds to buy and sell real estate and stocks, a practice that made him extremely wealthy. After amassing his fortune, he showed a keen interest in investing in ambitious young people, actively mentoring those he took a particular liking to. This approach led to the emergence of many successful businessmen, which included Shinobu Wakamura of Kamishima. Those who have received Yamashina's support view him with both gratitude and a sense of awe bordering on reverence, referring to him as Unkakudono, a title that evokes a figure elated above the clouds. Yamashina has always shown strong attachment to wealth, even going so far as to take part in illicit activities, such as illegal donations, tax evasion, insider trading, and media control, all in an effort to garner ever more status and money. In the shadow of many success stories enabled by his support, many more of his beneficiaries have fallen into bankruptcy or have been arrested, fueling endless unsavory rumors about him until this day. Yamashina himself, however, seems to be unconcerned by these rumors, considering anything that does not directly harm him to be beneath his notice. Wait. Why is this profile so long? Damn! Even as a lifelong bachelor, he has surrounded himself with many followers, publicly and privately, and has never lacked for anything to satisfy his personal needs. A few years ago, he began to seriously consider the issue of a successor, driven by his determination that his beloved fortune should never fall into the hands of someone untrustworthy. Perhaps for this reason, he began to develop a keen fascination with immortality around the same time, and is said to be secretly investing large amounts of money into the research of the topic. Are you the guy with the mermaid stuff? Is that why? I had to drink water. His profile was so long! Yes, I hear you've been doing some, under-the-table research into immortality. And, so what if I am? Well now, I wouldn't have expected you to be such a dreamer, but it does make you just a bit more relatable. Huh, laugh all you want. What's it going to do with the police anyway? Well, it seems on this particular occasion, it has quite a bit to do with the police, unfortunately. You don't say. I look at your surroundings first. Splendid gardens all fall within the grounds of Mr. Yamashina's Ise City estate. Part of me wonders why he needed so much space when he doesn't have a family, but I suppose he has an image to maintain. Look at him himself. Yoshiatsu Yamashina, a tycoon with multiple properties and companies to his name, mostly based here in Isashima. Long rumored to be involved in various shady dealings, Special Investigations has had an eye on him for a while now, but they haven't managed to find any concrete evidence so far. It seems he has a knack for pinning the blame onto his subordinates before finding a way to slip away. Needless to say, he and the police are quite familiar with each other at this point. Though I don't doubt he has local police chiefs and politicians under his thumb behind the scenes. There's no need for me to get involved in all that. I'll be satisfied as long as we get the information we need from him. Are you the one who's buying? Apparently he wears the crested hakama every day, not exactly casual wear for most people. Wearing something like that in this summer heat, that's commitment to keeping up appearances. He's committed to the bit. Mockingbird. Alright, baby, Mockingbird again. Where is it? Number 9. Kiting Killer. Anything else I can look at? Just surroundings? Probably Soto. People like Yamashina have a tendency to underestimate me whenever I meet them alone. Having someone intimidating like Soto with me gets them to take me more seriously. I'm glad he's here with me today. Nice. I'm amazed we were able to get an appointment with him this quickly. Yes, and all thanks to Detective Ide. It would seem he's quite a capable fellow. So it seems. Just look around with vision ability real quick if I missed anything else. I don't think so. Okay. What's up? I'll get straight to the point. I believe you took a mermaid corpse into your possession this morning. Wow, your face gave it away instantly! Do you have no poker face, dude? What? The corpse is linked to an ongoing case. We came to ask you to release it into police custody. No idea what you're talking about. You made a face instantly, dude. Of course, you will get something in return. We have information I'm sure you'll find quite profitable in exchange. Like I said, no idea what you're talking about. If that's all you came here for, then scram. Oh, pity. I thought you were really interested in what we had to share. Assuming you're really interested in immortality. Well, I suppose we barely know each other. It's only natural you'd be wary of our intentions. What do you say to a little chat to get to know each other better, Mr. Unkakudono? About Yamashina. I hear you've been putting in quite a bit of effort into training up the younger generation recently. What's your take on today's youth? Useless. The lot of them. Bunch of pushovers that let all this new generation tribe go to their heads. We're the ones who built this country back up after the war, but they're out there strutting around like they own the place. Far too big for the britches. Why? What a scathing review! Would a resident member of the new generation like to comment at all? Please don't call me that. I hear you've been searching for a successor, though. Given your strong opinions on the matter, I take it you're struggling. Though I can see why that would lead to the desire for immortality. After all, there's no need to cede your legacy to someone else if you can remain at the reins yourself, That might have been true when I started my research. Oh, I take it that isn't the case now? I'm no spring chicken. The thought of living for hundreds of years like this ain't exactly appealing anymore. Don't see much point in immortality if I'm already long past my prime. That certainly is different from the rumors. I apologize for jumping to conclusions. You have my wholehearted agreement that immortality doesn't necessarily bring happiness, though. Let me clear up one thing while we're at it. I've already decided on my successor. Oh. Turns out the perfect candidate was right under my nose the entire time. I haven't told them yet, but they're a sharp one. They'll do a fine job. Is that so? I'm glad to hear it. Then I suppose that you have no longer any need for immortality then. Who said I wasn't still interested? It simply has nothing to do with my successor. I still intend to continue my research. For medical advancements, you understand? Think of it as doing my bit for society. Yeah, sure, whatever you say, bro. You're always quick to assume the worst of whatever I do. How about you mind your own business for a change? Well, there's not much we can say to that. We'll try to be more discerning from now on. I've already chosen my successor. No need to harp on about it anymore. Already written up my will and passed it off to my lawyer. You be sure to let your friends at the police know too. Yumeko. By the way, you're obviously not some run-of-the-mill cop. Who are you? Why, I believe I mentioned it when I introduced myself. I'm a simple housewife. A likely tale. Plus that fellow next to you's got a strange air about him. He's no ordinary person, is he? My, how observant of you. You could say that, yes. Doesn't take a genius to see it. One of those phony psychic types, are you? Phony? Ha! Hit a nerve, did I? There are far too many of your kind lately. Cozying up to those in power by feeding them a bunch of nonsense. Liars. Cheaters, all of you. Immortality sucks. Chan-chan intensive. Chan-chan. You seem to have quite the chip on your shoulder about this, Mr. Yamashina. Don't know if it's because of this occult craze going around, but I've seen far too many folks getting taken in by that tribe. Occult craze, spiritual phenomena, supernatural aliens, cryptids, lost civilizations, extrasensory perception, the list goes on. Such unexplained phenomena are quick to take on life of their own. A plesiosaur named Nessie living in the Loch Ness. Sightings of mythical creatures such as the Tuchinoko or Hibagon, or urban legends of the Kuchisake Onna and Hanako-san, television reports of spoon-bending physics, documentaries featuring spirit photography and UFOs, and all that became the talk of the school the next day. These are only a few examples of stories that have captivated the public's interest. Magazine special in paranormal phenomena continue to thrive with no end to the craze in sight. You know, I feel like we're not even that far in the game, but out of the all, we have actually collected so many. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And then out of 53, we have like half already of the files. That's pretty interesting. That Wakamura over on Kamishima is one of them. Talk about a waste of potential. Wakamura? Oh, he came up. Can't say I care much about who you are anymore. You're going around with some phony psychic tells me all I need to know. How dare you? Soto, calm down. He can think what he wants. Mermaids. There's one thing I should warn you about. Eating the flesh of the mermaid that you found won't grant you immortality. And what would you know about that? Well, you know, one hears all sorts of things in this day and age. I don't know where it came from, but there seems to be a legend about eating mermaid flesh that will grant one immortality. All I wanted to say is that it's just a legend. It has no basis on reality at all. But how can you be so sure? Just think about it. If that legend were true, wouldn't it be strange that no confirmed immortals have ever been found? Yeah, who's to say they aren't just living in hiding? The legend of Yao Bikuni is passed down in over 100 places across Japan, yet not a single verifiable immortal has been ever found to show for it. So you mean to say all those legends were fake? Please. Even if just one of those tales is true, there's always a chance there's an immortal hiding away somewhere. I see. You really are quite the dreamer, aren't you? I figured you were trying to bluff me out about the Mermaid course for some reason or another. But now I'm sure of it. That thing's hiding some sort of secret, isn't it? It's something you don't want me to find out. Aw, man. So you admit you have the mermaid corpse then? Ha! Oh, don't worry, we assumed this much from the start. If I'm not mistaken, that mermaid was in a sort of mummified state, no? I doubt you'd be eating it as is. Surely there's no harm in handing it over. So you can hog it for yourself? Won't fool me that easily. What's so many? You don't think that a rare specimen like that ought to be placed in the care of proper research institute? I'm saying I'll get a specialist research institute to study it, problem solved. I suppose so. Damn. I'll make sure that mermaid gets studied properly, don't you worry about that. Man, it won't go away, so maybe I have to keep talking to him about it first. Okay. By the way, you seem quite well connected around these parts, if I'm not mistaken. This doesn't have anything to do with what we came here to talk about. But I was wondering if you happen to recognize the person in the sketch. Seems he lived in Isashima area around 6 years ago. Nope, never seen him. I assume you've heard the news about old human bones found on the seabed? This is a sketch of one of the victims of that case. Are you sure you have no idea who it could be? First I've heard of it, actually. Got no interest in things that have nothing to do with me. Okay. Wakamura. Who might this Wakamura be? Wakamura is one of my proteges. He's the one currently in charge over on Kamishima. He used to have high hopes for that one, but he changed after came under the thrall of some phony sorcerer in Tokyo. A phony sorcerer in Tokyo? You heard right. Since then, there's been no end to his nonsense. Buying properties out in the mountains, changing company names, all because some sorcerer whispered something in his ear. He even told me the layout of my house was unlucky and tried to get me to renovate the place. Just recently, he's been going on about some curse causing a big storm. That sort of rubbish. Wait, he's actually He's onto it. That's true. A storm caused by a curse, you say? Huh, even if the said storm 5 years ago was caused by the same curse. He's been trying to wheedle me into helping him in some way to stop it. But I'm done with him and his ramblings. Man's clearly a lost cause. He'll be coming over here tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking it's time to have someone else take the reins over on Kamishima. I see. So even though you believe in immortality, you refuse to associate with anything to do with the occult. And you do? I figured someone claiming to be a cop would have more sense than that. How are you meant to solve crimes if the criminals can just pull out curses left and right? You won't find me disagreeing there. So what exactly has this Wakamura been saying about this curse? Hell, if I remember, why don't you go to Kamishima and ask the man yourself? So that's why you ran into Sato and... Okay, Tsukasa, okay. Maybe we will. Thank you for the information. Is there anything you can tell us about the phony sorcerer that Wakamura is so devoted to? Wakamura went on about how there's some big shot who appeared on television. I've never heard of them. As I said, just ask him yourself. Of course, we'll be sure to do so. Mermaids. I'll make sure the mermaid gets studied properly, don't you worry about that. Wait, am I missing something? Maybe I should ask Sodo? I think I'll ask Sodo. I can't make him say anything more about mermaids. No, asking Sodo doesn't do anything. What do I do? Everything is already checked. Wait, I mispressed that. That's not what I wanted to say. But everything's already checked. Maybe I have to think. Maybe I have to think. After looking into the corpse of the mermaid found earlier this morning, it seems highly likely it was taken into custody of Mr. Yamashina here. He's quite a big shot around here with plenty of weight to throw around both politically and financially. Of course, all the local police know him, and of his moniker. We need to get one of... Okay, got a meeting with him. Personally, I'm happy as long as we get the mermaid corpse back. I won't complain if he can tell us anything about the curse as well. I hear he's a Chimernyan, so we'll have to watch our step when dealing with him. Bro. How about it? Wait, no, she said something new. How about this then? If you agree to give up the mermaid, we'll tell you what we know in return. For someone who doesn't seem to believe in the occult, you seem awfully fixated on this mermaid and immortality. Which suggests to me that you found something you consider quite conclusive. What are you on about now? Well, I happen to know a bit more about mermaids than most people. Ma'am, are you sure? It's fine. I had the opportunity to do some research into them a while back, you see. You don't say. And? Well, mermaids do have the ability to grant a human immortality. Ha! I knew it! More precisely, humans granted immortality in this way are known as 800-year immortals. So they have a lifespan of 800 years. That's right, and as the name suggests, they gain 800 years of remaining life. During this time, they won't age a day, and even if they die, they resurrect immediately. Tension intensifies. Sounds like a real blessing. No, I'm afraid it's anything but. One who defies the very laws of nature like that is no longer human. They're an anomalous being that shouldn't be allowed to exist. As such, our position requires that any such individuals we find are dealt with as swiftly as possible. Indeed, this immortality was originally a curse mermaids placed upon us humans. A curse? The mermaid's curse! Shit, we hit the title drop, guys. Immortality is neither a blessing nor salvation for the living. It's a curse that robs them of the ability to die. None of those who have become 800-year immortals have found happiness. Not one. It renders the living among other humans impossible and makes them an outcast from society. Of course, there are still a few years at first when life will be tolerable. But after that, every meeting ends in parting. You outlive whomever you love or are loved by. Even if you find acceptance, it will only be for a time, and you will always be shunned eventually. You'll experience this over and over for 800 years. 800 years, unable to die, with loneliness as your constant companion. That is why many see no other recourse than a life of monastic seclusion, just like Yao Bikuni did. I suppose that makes sense. Still, there will always be those who seek immortality. Always have, always will be. You think so? I, for one, struggle to see the appeal. In any case, there are also certain conditions that must be met for the curse of immortality to be effective. Eating a mermaid's flesh alone isn't enough to make you an 800-year immortal. Oh, and what exactly are these conditions? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not aware of the specifics there myself. 800-year immortal. This looks like a long one again. You were doing the dishes and your mom asked you if you were done. Shouted Jamu back and she smiled before they knew they were washed. Damn. A person who has gained 800-year lifespan after being cursed by a mermaid isn't just a part of a mermaid's body that... a person who ingests a part of a body of a mermaid that meets certain conditions will be cursed, and will become a being known as an 800-year immortal. Once cursed, the individual's own body is lost. A provisional body is reconstructed using the parts of a mermaid ingested as a medium. Their soul is transferred into this provisional body, of which they are able to control as if it were their own, with their own consciousness, presiding over both their soul and body from the head. As such, they could already be considered to be more spirit in nature than human. If this individual is fatally wounded or contracts an illness that results in their death, their body will instantly be restored to its default state, allowing them to revive. In the event that they lose any body parts, their heart will treat the largest remaining part of them as their main body and regenerate any lost parts from there, with the removed parts subsequently vanishing. This even occurs in the event that the lost part is the head. However, these individuals heal from non-fatal wounds at only a slightly faster rate than their bodies would be capable of naturally. Holy shit, that sucks. As such, these people feel all physical sensations and pain to the same extent they would have in their original body, and it's extremely difficult to tell whether an individual is an 800-year immortal or not unless they die, even for the individual themselves. The lifespan of this provisional body is 800 years from the time of its creation. Due to the individual's original body being lost, not even a mermaid responsible for the original curse is able to dispel it. The individual will only see the end of their long life once 800 years have passed. But I can say this much at least. The mummy you have in your possession is no mermaid. Huh? Bullshit, ain't no way there's anything other than a mermaid. But I mean to say that mummy is a different being from mermaids who wield this curse. Not all half-fish, half-human beings are mermaid, you see? In fact, calling them all by the same name is what leads to mishaps like this one. Say what? You mean to tell me that's not a mermaid? That real mermaids are a completely separate thing? That's right, which is why I can say with confidence, eating its flesh won't make you immortal. Huh, seems like you weren't bluffing after all. So what is that thing then? There's gotta be a reason you're after it. I imagine that even if you had it dissected and examined, all results will point to it just being a mass of fibers. In other words, nothing more than a man-made fake. And there's a very good reason for that, you see? That mummy is merely the corpse of an average human, twisted beyond recognition by the curse of the forsaken fish. What? Another curse? Another curse wielded by mermaids, as it happens. That would be the remains of someone who died under it. Reminds you of a PS3 game where you play as an immortal. You get dismembered all the way to being just a head. You have to katamari your body parts back in to get into fighting shape. Yo, that's kind of crazy. The thing gives you a game over if a monster manages to eat your head because you're pretty much stuck in their you're stuck in their stomach forever. Jeez, GG. It also happens to be the same curse responsible for mermaids found every few hundred years or across the country. You see now why we'd rather you handed the mermaid over to us. The poor soul deserves proper burial, the same as anyone else. Surely you're not so hard-hearted as to deny them even that. Huh! Curses this, curses that. It's all a bunch of hokum if you ask me. That said, the report I got from the research institute earlier said the exact same thing. Oh my, then I take it you already had the mermaid dissected then. They said it was likely a fake, but asked if I wanted them to keep going anyway. I told them to keep at it, but... It should be clear now you have nothing to gain from researching that corpse, at least of all information on immortality. Won't you consider just handing it over? Of course, we could take you into charges of abandonment and desecration of a corpse. Alright, have it your way. I'm glad you've come around. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll give you the damn mermaid, but in exchange, I want you to tell me one thing. What is it? You say there are real mermaids out there. Where are these real mermaids hiding then? I suppose you could call it... the eternal world. What? The eternal world? Yes, mermaids are not creatures of this world, you see. Their original home is Ryugu, the domain of the sea god. Ryugu? And how do you go there? I'm sorry to say, Ryugu's doors are only open to the dead. Going there is impossible for a living human. Ha! You could claim anything with a fairy tale like that. All sounds like hope. That said, the entrance to Ryugu is said to lie somewhere in the Issei Sea. There have been numerous sightings of mermaids crossing over to this world in the area's long history. Which is why Issei Bay has its share of mermaid legends too. Now that you mention it, I have heard one of those stories too. Some old tale about mermaids being found on some long-lost island like Taishima or the like. What? Wait a minute, where did you hear that story? Aha! Caught your interest, have I? It looks like the story has some merit to it after all. I'm simply surprised, that's all. It's not a name I've come across in any historical records. Taishima. An island said to have previously been located to the south of Kamishima. It has long since vanished and sometimes referred to Taishima or the Lost Island. No official records remain, and it remains shrouded in mystery, with the knowledge of it preserved only in tales passed down between residents in the Isashima area. Legends say that the island was besieged by someone 400 years prior, and the curse of the murdered islanders caused the entire island to sink. It's just something I heard from one of the youngins I have out there looking for mermaids. I see. Sounds like you've already got a capable young hand. I don't suppose it would be possible to meet with this individual? Nope, not happening. Unless you're willing to spill the beans on everything you know about mermaids, every last bit of info. Maybe, just a maybe, I'd consider it then. It's clear you're no ordinary housewife after all. Not interested? Then this meeting is over. I'll hand the corpse over to the police as promised. But don't think I've given up on mermaids or immortality. If they really exist, I'll find them and make them mine. Yeah, okay. Your problem, not mine. If you actually become immortal, your problem, not mine. From Yamashina Estate to Ise City. Date unknown, August 19, 80X, afternoon, Ise City, city area. Hey! Hey there, you two. Sorry for calling you out here when you're so busy. I figured it'd be best to give you the rundown on our findings as soon as possible. It's no problem, go ahead. Yeah, hang on, man. There might be a mockingbird somewhere nearby. You know how it is. Guess not. Alright, I'm gonna look around though. Poster. What do we have here? Advertising Kamishima, something catch your eye. I was just thinking it'd be better to put it somewhere tourists will actually see it. Good point. Maybe they had posters left over. Interested in Kamishima, are you? It's a nice place. Great tourist spot too. I recommend it. Surroundings. This is one of Ise City's residential districts. Right now it's so hot. The ground is so hot and the air around it seems to be shimmering. Damn. I can imagine. Surroundings. Sodo. Despite the heat, Sodo looks as unruffled as ever. Hope he's not pretending to be alright. Surroundings. They're all just surroundings. Okay. Wondering about my suit, are you? It's just a cheap old thing. I'm sorry, I don't have anything more presentable. Nah, it's okay, bro. I'm just checking everything. Let's hear what Detective Ide has to say. Alright. Think real quick. A message came in from Detective Ide just as we were about to head to Kamishima, so we stopped by to hear what he had to say. Impressively quick work on his part, to be sure. I just hope he has some good information for us. Yamashina! So did you manage to meet up with Mr. Yamashina? Yes, thank you again for your help there. It seems he's willing to hand over the body without any huss. Really? That's great! Still, why would some big shot tycoon go through all that trouble to withhold a body? If everything I heard is true, you could probably take him in on charges of desecrating a corpse, you know? Or was there something special about that corpse? How unservant of you, Detective. I can, of course, explain it if you'd like to know more. Oh, wait a second. Is it related to that secret department of yours? I think I'm better off not knowing if so. Oh, really? I don't mind bringing you into the fold. Man, please stop trying to rope him into helping us. He'd be like, I don't want to know. Never met the guy, but I heard he's quite a cranky old geezer. How'd your meeting go? I bet he was pretty wary of you being the police. He didn't try to pick a fight or anything, did he? Ah, well, I'm not sure you could say it went smoothly, but I don't think we upset him, at least. Probably. You don't sound very sure about that. Probably. It's probably okay. Portrait sketch. Oh, right, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. I got my all hands on deck going around searching about the sketch you gave me, and finally found someone who recognized the victim. Oh, that's great news. The person who recognized him was a housewife in her 20s who lived in Kumano 7 years ago. Apparently, the sketch looks like a 19-year-old she knew who left the village to go to the city. So 7 years ago, he was 19, no? From the sounds of it, the guy had no relatives to speak of, left the village with nothing but the clothes on his back. She doesn't know what happened to him after all that. I see, that would make him a young man with no relatives who left his hometown behind 7 years ago. Did we get a name for a mystery man? Sure did. His name was Kippei Ikoma. Kippei Ikoma. I looked him up in the residence registry. It doesn't look like he moved from Kumano to Issei City 7... It does look like he moved from Kumano to Issei City 7 years ago. But it seems he doesn't live at the place he put as his address anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate. I checked in with the apartment's landlord. It would seem that about 6 years ago, the landlord had his contract terminated after he failed to pay both his rent and returned to his apartment for several months straight. The landlord didn't put out a search request or anything, so that's where the trail ends, I'm afraid. If he went missing 6 years ago, I suppose it wouldn't surprise me if those were his remains. We'll keep looking into Ikoma and see if he was involved in anything that might have led to his murder. Of course, there's always a possibility we got the wrong guy, so we'll keep asking around just in case. Please do. Thank you. Toba Seabed Skeletons. What was updated here? Testimonies indicate the individual in the sketch is a youth by the name of Kipe Ikoma who went missing 6 years ago with no known relatives. Still... Okay, yeah, that was it. That was the only update. I accidentally looked at him instead of talking to him. The portrait sketch. The woman we spoke to said the sketch was really accurate. No doubt in her mind that it was Ikoma. Well, that accurate. I'm sure we got the right person. So, how'd you even manage to make that sketch? There was nothing left of the victim but bones. Let's just say it's classified for now. Right. Guess that means I shouldn't pry any further. Somikawa. Oh yeah, I looked into that lady you were asking about, Somikawa. Oh yes, did you find anything? It seems that she hasn't registered as a resident, even though she moved here 5 years ago. And nothing came up for Somikawa in the civil registry either. I'm afraid we don't have anything on who she is or where she came from. I'm sorry to disappoint. I see. Is that quite common? Happens. It's not unheard of for folks from the countryside to just come here for work and just drift on without no one really knowing who they are. Apparently it was really common during the post-war growth period. It seems we have quite the mystery woman on our hands. Yep, and there's something I've been wondering about. Oh, let's hear it. You have some idea who she might be? Well, have you heard of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster? Oh my god, please, please. Make the connection, man. It was a big maritime disaster that struck 5 years back. Yeah, I have, yes. One of the victims in that disaster was an ama diver and a housewife from Kamishima by the name of Mari Minakuchi. But it seems her maiden name was Somikawa. Yeah, that's what I was thinking! So, our mystery woman shares a surname with the maritime disaster victim? I'm impressed you managed to dig that up. I was already looking into Kamishima disaster because of skeletal remains, so it was a happy coincidence if anything. Oh, so you thought they might be related too? I'm glad it wasn't just me. Anyway, it seems that the bodies of those disaster victims were never found in the end, which got me thinking. Wait, are you saying... Yep. I was thinking, Mari Minakuchi could have survived the disaster 5 years ago. And you think she moved to Ijika and started going by her old name of Somikawa again? That's right, what do you think? Seems like a long shot, but maybe? If that's the case, why would she have stayed in Ijika for 5 whole years without thinking to contact her family? Maybe she lost her memories in the disaster? Right. If she only had her old memories to rely on, it wouldn't be odd if she went back to using her old name. Surely her appearance would still be the same, though? It is difficult to imagine no one recognizing her for 5 whole years. It's possible she never ran into anyone she knew. That kind of thing's more likely than you think. Speaking of appearances, I found a picture of Mari Minakuchi from a report on the disaster. I haven't met this Somikawa myself, so perhaps you could take a look for me and let me know what you think. Let's see. They're so similar, right? Oh, this is interesting. What do you think, Soto? If she'd aged 5 years and grown badly gaunt, I can certainly see how this woman might come to resemble Miss Somikawa. My thoughts exactly. Yeah. So you agree it's a pretty solid theory? Yeah, that was my theory too. It's certainly worth looking into, yes. But if she really is Mari Minakuchi, there's something else that concerns me. Something else? Talk. This is just what I've heard. But it seems like islanders over on Kamishima think Mari Minakuchi was the cause of the disaster 5 years ago. What? Why would they think that? No idea, but it seems like she's pretty much taken for granted by most of the folks over there. Even just mentioning her name is sort of taboo. So I was thinking it wouldn't be that odd if she felt she couldn't go back home because of that. Surely not. Seems as good a reason as any why she wouldn't want to come forward anyway. She really is related to that storm 5 years ago. She's a point of interest regardless of her connection to the skeletal remains. Perhaps it's worth looking into that first. Can I leave talking to Miss Somikawa to you two then? We'll handle that, yes. Awesome. Oh, do I talk to you? I don't talk to you? I think. So people believe this Marami Nakuchi called forth the Curse of Raging Waves 5 years ago, do they? I didn't expect the Curse of Raging Waves to come up here, of all places. Wait. That's it, I remember now. The sole survivor of Taishima, his surname was Somikawa. There was something else about Somikawa, a wooden box? Surely it would be too much of a coincidence. Sole survivor of Taishima. Well, that's about all I had to report. Thank you, Detective. That was very informative. For our next move, could I ask you to keep looking into Kippei Koma for us? Roger that! We'll see if we can find Somikawa again and hear what she has to say. Unfortunately, it looks like our trip to Kamishima will have to wait until tomorrow. So it seems. Oh, you had business on Kamishima too? That was actually our original reason for coming here, yes. And now we've got caught up in all this other troublesome business, so it looks like we'll be dealing with looks like dealing with that will have to come first. And here I was hoping to get this over with as soon as possible and go back home to my husband. Don't worry, we'll get this over with as soon as possible. You'll get back home to your husband. I see. You sure are devoted to your husband. Oh, very much. Although I do worry he never eats properly when I'm not around. Nah. In any case, please do get in touch if you find anything else of note. Even if it's something just out of the ordinary happening, anything could be of help. Sure, will do. Though you're kind of making me worried something might actually happen now. I'd certainly prefer it if it didn't. Anyway, we're counting on you, Detective. Nice. Oh my god, it's not over. This is a really long node. Holy crap. Bad news, ma'am. It seems we were a step too late. What do you mean? It seems that someone took Somikawa woman out to sea just a few minutes ago. What? According to a witness, a foreign man came to the port with Miss Somikawa in tow. They boarded a motorboat and that was moored there and headed out into the bay. It didn't appear to be by force, so we can assume that they probably knew each other. A foreign man? Not sure what's going on, but we should get on a boat and follow just in case. Yes, let's see if... Soto, what's wrong? The spiritual force is overwhelming. We're getting cursed! Oh, my body won't move. What's going on? Oh! I saw this girl in the trailer! The girl over there, is she doing this? You can withstand this curse? You really are quite strong, mister. Sorry, but I can't let you get any further. I'll have to ask you to leave. Pohitikos Pneuma Guardian Spirit grants me the wisdom of the numinous. Oh, high guiding spirit, light my path ahead. It seems they've saved us the effort of searching for them. So it seems. Let's see if the girl can tell us what we want to know. What's happening? Am I actually in a fight? What? Who are you? I could ask the same of you. What do you want with Miss Somikawa? So you know who Miss Somikawa is, do you? Maybe. What's it to you? Ma'am, this girl's spirit sense is extremely potent, but she lacks experience. She seems hesitant to employ curses against people. If I have an opening, I can use my curse of binding to restrain her. Usually it's too risky to use on ordinary people, but it shouldn't apply here. Alright, I certainly won't mind you getting some information out of her, so this is a good opportunity as any. See if I can get her to lower her guard. When she wavers, I'll signal for you to use the curse of binding. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. On your signal. Soto's curse of binding to restrain your opponent when they let their guard down. Use the curse button to signal him to use it. You only have 3 chances. Oh god. Question. Can we assume the foreign man who took Miss Somikawa is a friend of yours then? So what if he is? Why are you trying to follow them? Appease. Now there's no need to be so uptight. How about we stop all this and talk for a bit? Not happening. You're just going to use a curse the moment I drop my focus. compliment. You certainly have a remarkable strength for your age. Why, it might even be too much for us. What's with the sudden praise? You're creeping me out. I only have 3 chances to try. I'm gonna save just in case, though. Because this was quite a long road to get here. Threaten. What if I press give up? Alright, we'll back off and leave you be. How does that sound? You're just trying to get me to drop my guard, aren't you? Not happening. What if I say give up again? Oh, no, it's the same. So, it's different. It's the same per question on everything that I do. You just want to use the relic for yourselves, don't you? You know about the relic. Oh, this is... If you know about the relic, I'm afraid we can't let you get away. Get away? I'm the one holding you here. Okay, we've hit the end of that path. Appease. We'd rather not be heavy-handed about this either. Let's calm down and find some other way to resolve this, I'm at a rebellious age. Damn it. Okay. Wait, it's so hard to figure out when is a good opening. I don't want to threaten, though. Maybe compliment is the one where she lets her guard down. What does threaten do? We'll have to take you in for obstruction of public duties. Wait, you're with the police? I think it's threaten or compliment. Let's try. Despite our appearances, yes, defying us could net you quite a heavy punishment. You must be from Paranormal Affairs. Then I definitely can't do what you say. Damn it. Okay, never mind, not threatening. You have some nerve standing up to us despite knowing where we're from. Don't think you'll get off lightly for this. Won't let you anywhere. You can't arrest me unless it's an emergency, right? Fuck. You're also with Paranormal Affairs then? I have no idea what you're talking about. This is trouble secret departments. Not even their own members recognize each other. What a bother. Okay. I can get a check mark on all of them. Maybe. So we're both from Paranormal Affairs, are we? Let's talk. Perhaps there's some way we can help. Don't know what you're talking about. It's none of your business anyway. Even knowing we're from Paranormal Affairs, you kept a straight face and hid your ties. I can tell you're both bold and smart. Thanks, I guess. Will you give up now? Alright. We'll back off and leave you be. How does that sound? Okay, no. She's just saying you're trying to make me drop my guard. But you need the relic yourself, so you're unwilling to cooperate with us, am I correct? If that's what you think, can you give up already? Alright, I understand where you're coming from. We won't interfere anymore. Wait, is it bad that I didn't try to use a curse at all? So that you can stop now. Man? Wait, really? Thanks. Oh. Is that okay? Oh, it's okay! You grown-ups and your dirty tricks. You did well to be cautious of us, but I'm afraid this is just how grown-ups get things done. Now, will you tell us what you're up to here? Ugh. I suppose I've slowed you down enough. You'll never catch up to the boat now. Palakasisteric guide my path, and with thy merciful hand uphold me. She broke the binding. Bye-bye. Ah. Confound it. Stop right there! Looks like she's given us the slip. I doubt we'll be able to catch her now. Still, I'm going to have a word with Paranormal Affairs about that girl. I put in a call with Paranormal Affairs about our errant young lady just now. I see. I assume she's indeed affiliated with them? Yes, it seems her name is Cersei Lunarlight. She's an exorcist from England who's come here on exchange, part of her spiritual training, as I understand. The Lunarlight family? I see. Oh, are they well known? I've heard of them, yes. They're a distinguished family of exorcists, quite an old one too. It would certainly explain the strength of her spirit sense. Right. In any case, it seems that she's in the care of Paranormal Affairs while she's in Japan. Honestly, I do wish they'd tell us these things in advance. What's she doing here in Mie Prefecture? Well, it seems even Paranormal Affairs isn't sure what she's up to. They've been looking for her. From the sounds of things, she's been skipping her training assignments to travel around Japan, visiting all sorts of spiritual spots instead. It doesn't seem like they're keeping an eye on her at all. Unfortunately not. They asked me to tell her to return to Tokyo once we see her again. I see. More work for us then. Yes, the things we find ourselves caught up in. It seems she knew about Somikawa too. I have a bad feeling about this. Shall we try looking for her? I imagine she's still in the area. No, not now. If that's all true, I doubt she'll be looking to cause too much trouble. Besides, I'm sure we'll run into each other again eventually. I think that's enough trouble for one day. Let's call it a day. We'll head to Kamishima first thing tomorrow. Understood. But then she died, though. Oh, it didn't adjust. I'm pretty sure advice should be probably here, or maybe this thing should move forward. I don't know. Or maybe they were already at Kamishima there, and then they came back, and then... Huh. And then they're going back again. Huh. Crazy. But we have cleared up Yumiko's part for now. Sato as well. Back to Yuza next time. Dude, that node of Isashima investigation took 1 hour. Holy crap. That was a long, long node. Oh look, we got someone who's related. They're best buds. Aww. Okay, I think this is a good screen to end on. Can I save here? Manual save on the bird screen. Thanks so much everybody for joining today's stream for Paranormasight 2 again. Can't wait to continue every time. I'm having a lot of fun. I feel like a lot of things are slowly getting connected and going together, even though we're still so early in the game. So, it's really... But, you know, like, a lot of the mysteries are still giving me even more questions. Like, why... If that's actually Yuza's mom, why did she never even try to get in contact with Yuza, maybe? Is she actually a mermaid? Is she actually cursed? Is she actually dead? Because we had that recollection. So many questions. And how does that guy tie in the magnate of the island? He said that he knows about the curse and stuff, and so many questions. I can't wait to start delving into the answers next time as well. So thank you very much for joining today's Paranormasight 2 stream. Have a nice day or night. Take care everybody. That was the last stream of the week. Tomorrow, good friend Val is celebrating her birthday and anniversary. So if you'd like, please do drop by, because I will not be streaming. I will be watching that. Please do drop by. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. Have a nice weekend. Take care of yourselves. Have a nice day or night.